We're here and we are now recording. Okay, good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like start a little bit and we're going to talk about what's going on. This right here is a residential house that actually is going to be one of our projects. I actually did this project in real life back in Michigan. I bought a piece of property and I actually designed this in AutoCAD and I had it built. The house is still standing in Madison Heights, Michigan. So we did that. So going through the process, I actually have designed a house and built it, and I actually have a lot of architectural background in my life. So what we're going to be doing right here is finding out what's involved in making all that happen. We're going to be doing that. So we're going to be talking about how that all works. So a couple things. Let's see here. So we got this going on. Oh, now, as long as we're talking about this, talking about just this class and what we're talking about right now, we're talking about CAD for construction. Now, when we're talking about CAD, we're essentially talking about graphics. Okay, we're talking about drawing something. So if you are interested in art, that's not a bad thing, okay, because you're going to be definitely getting quite a bit of that right here. But let me do something else right now. I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to show you something here, and I want to make an observation because when we're talking about different kinds of things, let me kind of show you this right here. Now, first of all, do I have anyone out there that's a Lego fan and is not ashamed to admit it? Anyone out there into Lego at all? No. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay to be, I still do Lego, so do my kids, okay? I'm a grandfather, I got 4 kids, I got 9 grandkids. Lego's always around, it's a cool thing, okay? My son, who's an architect, is in England right now. I think his architectural experience actually started when we bought this big chest of Lego from a garage sale and he opened up. But let me show you something about this. Here is like, this is the Saturn V. Have you ever seen this? This is like it's a meter tall, which is 3 feet, 39 inches. Okay, so it's really big. It's got 1,969 pieces. And a couple of years ago, I had some major surgery on my heart and I knew I had to recuperate. So it was during the summer. So my wife bought me the Saturn V to keep me busy. So I sat there and it was really great. So I spent the time with this. Now, let me show you something here about this, because the thing about this that I'm going to just show you right here is something that may not be immediately apparent. So let me just kind of go in here. So first of all, you go into this and you have a lot of information about what's involved here. Talks about it, the Saturn V, goes on here, talks about this right here, and goes over here, talks about the designers, goes about the Apollo program, talks about all this, and there's a lot of text, a lot of pictures, all right? And let's see, is that the right side? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so we got that. Now, as you go through here, something else kind of crazy happens. When you go to here, the format changes. Now, let me just kind of go over this. Look at the format here. Now, why is he showing us a Lego instruction manual? Why is he doing this? Okay, well, there's a reason why I'm doing this. Let's take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is step 11 that we start with right here. Let's just talk a little bit for a second here. You're going to notice something as you take a look at this. There's a number that shows the packet of a piece you use. There's no words. There's no words. There's no saying a picture speaks 1,000 words. Have you heard that before? A picture speaks 1,000 words. Well, that's what's going on here. And so the reason I'm showing this right now is because Lego has found a way to put this kind of a thing together, a very complex module without a single word. How do they do that? Well, the reason they do that is because, well, first of all, they know what they're doing. They're really good at what they do. But the next thing is they keep their wheelhouse very, very graphic. Okay, in other words, there's no words because the graphics suffice. The graphics tell the whole story. And I will go so far as to say that if it were possible in projects, you're talking about being construction managers. Let me tell you the biggest thing that goes wrong in construction management. The stuff gets built not according to the plans. There's some misunderstanding and someone doesn't make a phone call. And then there could be hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars and somebody's responsible for it. This is where the trouble starts. Now, the reason the trouble starts is first of all because people don't communicate well. So what you're trying to do is with a set of plans, you're trying to get the graphics as accurate as you can be. So you're nailing it so that if at all possible, there cannot be any misunderstanding of the space. Now, being in America, we have to deal with a highly legalistic type of situation here. So there always has to be lots and lots of text, lots and lots of copy, lots and lots of contracts, lots of installation, lots of directions, all that kind of stuff. And the reason that goes along is because people don't want to get sued, okay? But in a perfect world, you could probably get there pretty darn close just by looking at the plans. You really could if the plans are correct. So my goal is to teach you how to make a set of plans that are so good, you don't have to have words unless you don't want to get sued. And none of us want to get sued, so there's gonna be words, okay? But the thing is, but you want to get as close as you can. So anyway, that is where we're going with this. Now, that being the case, next we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about, okay, how do we get from where we're at right now, standing still to here? Okay, well, to get to this right here, we have to learn a few things. We have to learn what's going on inside here. And one of the things we're gonna do as we go through here is we're going to talk about Revit, talked about this, okay, and got something I'm gonna leave off till a little bit later. But let me talk about this right now. Anyone here married? You're married? You know it, okay, just me, okay. All right, well, let me tell you what it's like to be married. When you're married, first of all, you always carry mints because your wife gives them to you before you leave the house. And she says, well, you don't want to offend your students, so you need to have a mint. That's the first thing, okay, very important. But besides that, what goes on is, I talked about communication a minute ago. What is it about communication? Communication is the art of dumping, of a mind dump from your mind to somebody else's. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get someone to understand where you're going. By the way, I just saw someone yawn. I'm gonna try and get you guys out of here early tonight. We're supposed to go to 10 o'clock. I tried to get out of class early because I've learned the last hour is murder. Okay, now if we need to go over, we will. But I'm gonna try to get you guys out of here because I know what it's like. I too have been up all day. I too have been working all day, as you guys have. So I'll try to be merciful about that, but I'll also give you time to use the time that we have here. Okay, so we got Revit, we got that going right there. Here's communication. Let me just show you something here. And as we get into this right now, I'm gonna just kind of give you a couple of examples here. So the communication that you're looking to have when you're married is where you both are going in the same direction. Now, we own a house. Actually, this is our fourth house. Fourth or fifth house? Fourth house. 1, 2, 3. This is our fourth house. And we originally in Detroit, I mentioned that to you guys. Then we moved out to Clayton. Anyone ever heard of Clayton, New York? Clayton?
North.
Huh?
Up north.
Yeah.
We have a rental property up there.
Oh, do you really?
We have fixed up.
No kidding. Well, where is it exactly?
Right in the middle of Clayton, right when you come in, you know, the big 1,000
Yeah.
sign.
I know well.
It's that gas station in the corner right there, right to the left.
Yeah. Chris's Mobile. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's it. And the thing is, yeah, well, yeah, that's awesome. And the thing is, so I grew up, you know where the Seaway Golf Course is? If you
Which one
drive.
is it?
if
The one
you-
you coming into Clayton?
Yes,
Right on the left?
yes, yeah, if you come into Clayton, that's the one right there. Well, I lived right on the street that's right off there, okay, so we lived there for 17 years, I raised my family there, my youngest kid, all my kids went to TI for at least 1 year, but, beautiful place, my gosh, it was tough to leave, but my kids started to move out here, started with grandkids, and once again, communication with the wife. So you gotta, happy wife, happy life, happy spouse, happy house. That's how that goes. But anyway, so we get into this whole thing. So getting back into communication, talking about Clayton and all these houses that we had and so forth. Our house that we moved into in Fairport, which we're at right now, we moved into it, and the bathroom, the master bathroom. We got a bathroom. Then there's like a bathroom right off it. It's not a master bathroom. It's a bathroom that's attached, but it's not like a master bathroom. It's not like, we could shoot a basket across the room like a lot of places are. So it's but it was small. It was a little 32-inch by 32-inch shower. If you've ever seen a 32-inch by 32-inch shower, you kind of step in, you're kind of like this, just like, okay, you try to get the water out, you turn around, and it's just not really conducive to really enjoying it. You're just hosing down and that's it. It's like a car wash. And so anyway, what we decided to do is let's take a look at what we can do with this right now. So it needed some work and it was starting to fall apart. So we said, let's go do something. So we talked about a few things. I said, why don't we do this? And she goes, no, I don't want to do that. And I said, and she goes, why don't we do this? And I said, well, I don't want to do that. So we went back and forth, back and forth. So what happened is because I know Revit, decided, let's just see if we can't come up with something we could both agree with. And this is what I did. So I sat down here and I began to kind of like plan out a few things. And as I did this, let me go out here to my the desktop here.
Okay, and over here, what I've got is the master bathroom remodel right here. Now, what I've got is I got a few things here. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of go through these. Now, take a look at this real quickly here. Let me see if I can't make that a little bit larger. Let's see if we can't do that. Okay, okay, so fit picture frame, and I can't make that any larger. Don't know why. Okay, but it's not. So let me try and open it with something else. So we can go here, open with photos. Does that? That's better. Okay, so we got that right there. Now, this right here is one of the things we kind of came up with. There was a lot of different options that we're looking at right here, but check this out. The thing that's nice about this right now is you're taking a look at this right now, a lot of the questions get answered. Okay, what do you want it to look like? Okay, well, kind of like this. What kind of tile do you want? And we had this vacation back, I nearly died in 2008. I got better, we decided to take a trip to Europe, which we did. And so when we were there in 2012, we stayed at this hotel called the Bailey, okay? The Bailey. It was a really nice hotel. It was kind of a once in a lifetime thing, so we went there. And they had this subway tile, which we just thought was just, we loved it. We thought so tile was. So we saw that. And then we also saw they had like a hex pattern tile. That was my first iteration of this. Wasn't quite there, but we were talking it. So we were kind of like on the same page. Have you guys ever seen this kind of stuff before? This is rendering, okay, that you're doing right. And this came right out of Revit. You'll be able to do this when we're done. Okay, so this is where we're going with this stuff. So now here's the next one. Now this one we got a little bit closer. If you take a look at what you got on the floor here, the floor right here, what you got going on right there is it actually is a, down here, you actually see that it is actually tile. It's like the hex tile. But actually I put in there black hex tile along with it. I couldn't find that one because all these different patterns, you can get them, you can download them for free from the internet. So you got that right there. So there's another one. And these are some different things I went through. Okay, so going through here, here's another one. Now notice that the alcove in the back has shifted to the front. We just kind of thought it looked cooler that way. And also it turned out that the studs were lined up in such a way that that's the only place it could go. So we went ahead and put it there. So we did this, and we had this masterful guy who does tile. If you ever wanted to know a good tile guy, I know a good guy. And the thing is, so he did all this whole thing and just, it was immaculate, did a great job. Now here is what we did. We decided, do we want to have an actual door? Do we want to have a door for the shower? And we decided, yeah, we did. And so I put a shower door in there, see, do we like it? And we said, yeah, we do like it. We also decided to have a can light up above. So we kind of went through this. Now, this is the reverse view. When you look at the other side, as you take a look at it, you're looking over on the other side. Now, take a look right here. I want to show you something interesting here. Watch this carefully. You've got a black vanity there. Now, watch the reflections here when I go to these other options. You see that change? Okay, look at that right there. You're over here right now, and then you change that right there. And you actually have the shadows and the light intensity in the bathroom actually changes when you change that. Yeah, the mirror works. Yeah, yeah. Isn't that crazy? You go from there to there, and then you go on to here, then you got this, you got white, and we ultimately decide on the gray. So you got this right here. So those are some things, and we, if we stayed with this, whatever it would look like. So we did all that, and then we tried to try some other things right here. But ultimately, happy wife, happy life. We went ahead and figured this out. And we had the guy come in. I showed him this stuff. And he goes, "Oh, that's neat," and knock it out. So this is actually, to do something like that, I could teach you how to do that really, really, really quickly. But you have to go through the door, okay? Which means you got to learn a few things before you get to that, okay? This is the icing on the cake. We'll get there. But the thing is, we have to learn a few things how to get this. Like, for instance, well, there's a lot of for instances, but we'll just kind of leave that alone. But that's something that I did. That is how that works. Now, to kind of show you another thing right here, to give you an idea as far as what else you can do with this, is if I go over here, I got another project. Now, this is something I did for my church. My church, we have some things that we got here. I'll show you some kind of. First of all, let me do this. This will be kind of fun here. Okay. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to go here and I'm going to open this with photos. All right, now, you see that? I'm going to put that on your screens. And when I put that on your screens, I want you to take your phone and just take a picture of it and watch what happens. So what we're going to do right now, get your phone out, and I'm going to go ahead and take over your screens briefly. All right. I think we can go right to here. Let's see here. If it's got, they have it set up. I hope they have it set up. I think they do. It's called Land School. Where is it? I think it's here.
This is weird.
What, did you find it? Yeah, flip it around. Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, you can, well, you can go and hit it on there. Yeah, you just got off the screen right here.
Yeah.
Okay, check that out. Now move it around, rotate it around, flip it up and so forth. And what you're gonna find is that you're getting a 3D version of this right here. Impress your friends, okay? Now, what I'm telling you right now is that is a very simple thing, okay? Once you design the space and you click and you make this up, it's actually creates it in 3D, and then you have this ability to take and look at it and rotate it around. And you can also put on 3D glasses and it's immersive. It's essentially what you do is you go into a complete 3D environment. So this is what you do when you want to do a walkthrough for a customer. You want to tell them what the space is going to look like. You got it there, Ace? Yeah. All right, is that working for you there, Casey? All right, got it, Franco, Armando? Yeah, and you got there, Colin? All right, now, so I show you that just to kind of like say, wow, there's some utilities. Now, I'll tell you this right now. I showed this to a customer 2 years ago, right here in the Fair Seat of Rochester, when I did, we might have a contract. That's all it took. All right, so this is the thing. This is within your reach. You don't have to be a genius, but you do have to know what the shortcuts are. You have to know what's out there. You have to know what's happening. And that was 2 years ago. My gosh, what's out there now? Because the technology with AI, and you all heard of that, yeah, artificial intelligence. Okay, frankly, AI is a little bit frightening. Okay, but it's not taken over human beings yet. So your job is to get to know it better than anybody else around you, so you can kind of like manipulate it. That's what you want to do. This is all AI stuff. You're just learning how to manipulate it. And as long as you can manipulate, you can show somebody whatever they want to before the machines do it for you. But we're not at the matrix yet, but we may get there sometime soon. Who knows? So you got that. So anyway, so over here, what you have happening is you got that. Now, here are the things that I made over here that for this for the church right here. And I did a few things just to kind of get an idea as far as what it's going to be. And again, what I am a believer in is like show people what it could look like. So here's the space right here. And you go like this, and you guys already saw it on the phone, but these are just a few things I did to kind of prove the concept, prove the space. And we found out that there wasn't something, we didn't have everything we wanted to, so I had to put an information center, which is there. Now, the cool thing about this one is the guy's got the kid on his back. Those are actually different. I actually use a plugin called Enscape, Enscape. And it's got all that. You just drop them in there. You drop them in there, they look just like that. You don't have to do anything tricky. It's really quite remarkable. So you've got that. Here's the backward view looking from the back of the information center out. And, it's just nice and clean and this kind of thing. And again, the same thing. Once we showed them this, the congregation was like, yes, let's do that. So it's the power of the visual is really quite amazing. So graphics are really what it is. Okay. So that's where we're going with this one. So now that I've shown you that, let me just go over the really boring stuff, which is actually the CIS right now. So the CIS for the class is out here, I think, and I'm going to go out to here. Now, this is what it looks like. This is Brightspace. Now, what I've got here is I got welcome and start here. And the picture, by the way, is the same picture we saw before. That's a rendering. So I'm going to welcome and start here. And welcome and start here, I have this. And here's the CIS, okay? I'm just going to go through this kind of quickly. It's a class information sheet. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about this briefly. And then we'll move on from there. Now, whenever you open up one of these things, you're able to go ahead and let's see, we can download this, can't we? I think we can. Let's see here. Looks like I didn't download. Well, let me just kind of go through it real quickly and we'll take it from there. I'll go ahead and I'll do this. Okay, so go here. Now, going over to here, what you've got is me. I'm a AutoCAD industry professional. Been using AutoCAD for 34 years. Okay, here's my contact information. Right here, T. Brennan 11 at Monroe. And by the way, you can just kind of pull this up anytime you need to. It's going to be there. I'm not going to hide it. My phone number is here if you need to call me. You can call me. Yes, he gave you his phone number. And so this course, it's 2 credits. You know that. Now, here's the description. This is what I mean. It's so out of date. Applications in this course include roof truss, concrete and steel reinforcing, welding, site plans, contour lines, property lines, DOT highway plans, piping, and bridge plans. Actually, it's kind of none of the above, but what we're going to be learning right now is how to use Revit in context with this. We're going to see how to fold it into topo plans, okay, which are actually going right along with construction technologies. That's what we're doing. The instructional format's 1 lecture hour and 3 lab hours. Now, when I'm teaching this, just so you guys are aware, technically what I'm supposed to do is lecture for 1 hour, which is actually supposed to be 50 minutes. Then we come back after 10 minutes, and then we spend
2.5 hours in lab. It never works that seamlessly. I typically have to teach some, we're gonna do something, I'll come back and teach, we'll do some lab stuff, it's gonna go back and forth, that's just how it's gonna be. So, and like I said, I'll try not to keep it to the bitter end unless I have to. Class recording instructor will provide videos for class content. I'm doing it right now. Hello, some enchanted evening. Okay, so what we're doing right now is I actually I'm recording this right now. So this is what's going to go on. It's going to be on YouTube. You'll be able to click on it. Everything we went through in this class and the screen will be there. So you've got that. So over here, the course learning outcomes, to use the current CAD modeling software to generate construction drawings, use current applicable desktop for Revit to increase drawing productivity, integrate multiple civil construction drawings. That's the part we're going to be getting to towards the end. Use current Revit software to dimension, plot, modify, and edit drawings, which we're going to do. The required textbook, which isn't really required, as I went over, it's optional. It's a great book, by the way. That book that you have right there, when I teach that class right there, when I teach it, and I'm teaching a class with 10 people in it, next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that book right there is $200, okay? And the course is $2,000. Okay, that's how much the course is, just for me to teach that. Okay, you are getting a lot of value out of this course right now. I'll tell you that right now. Now, here's the thing. So that book right there is part of it. It's actually integrated into it. But that's the thing. So it's $2,000. So the point I'm making about this whole thing is that if you decide to get that textbook, you're getting actually something that's really used in the industry. I use in the industry. It's real. It's a good book. I'm not telling you it's a bad book. I'm telling you it's not necessarily this course. But if you want it, you may want to hang on for a little bit, and find out. But I'll be giving you some other materials too. But it's a great book. Now, one thing you will need, all the rest of this stuff is right here, the thumb drive. You got to have a thumb drive. Okay, here's what. When you're working in this class and when you're working at MCC in general, these Revit files get big. They get really, really big. And I've had more than one situation where I've had a student lose their work. They'll be working here for 3 hours or something, and they just lose it entirely because the S drive, it's still called the S drive for you guys, right? The student drive, right? Or for me, it's the M drive, but it's the S drive for you guys. And the thing is, so the S drive, you want to save your work locally. You always want to make sure you save it on a thumb drive. That means get a thumb drive that's at least 8 gigs, You want to get that. And you got that. And you want to do that. So thumb drive is really important, and you want to make that happen. Other than that, this should actually say S drive is your student drive. You're going to want Revit. Now, here's the other thing. You can download Revit for free. That's right, for free. You're a student. Now, that being the case, how do you do this? Okay, first of all, if you get in a place where you're starting to download software, it's asking you for money or something like that, you're in the wrong place. You went too far. You're in a place you shouldn't be. Just abort. Get out of there. You do not pay for software when you're a student. And the key to the free software is your Monroe Community College email. Once they see that EDU extension, you're a student. All right, and that's it. And they will let you have it for free. Now, here's the thing. So that means you can download Revit for free, and it'll be for a year. They give you a year license at a time. Okay, so next year this time, you'll do it again and this kind of thing. So you can have your own version to learn. Now, let me throw out this caveat right here because I know what's going to happen. You're going to get really good with this stuff, and you're going to be at a point where you can actually begin to sell your work. Okay, don't do it with the educational software, because if you do and they catch you, Autodesk is a pretty cool company, but if they catch you screwing around and pirating their software, they will come after you and they will blacklist you, so you can never own their software ever. I know people that this happened to. Let me tell you a little story that happened in Detroit. This is a true story. A guy named Nabil Satir was actually from Lebanon, and he was a guy that was there. He actually had this amazing career. He could sell anything. You know, like what's the saying in Tommy Boy? You could sell a ketchup popsicle to a lady with white gloves. Okay, could sell anything to anybody, that kind of guy. And so he was selling AutoCAD. Okay, and he was selling AutoCAD to big people, big clients that we had there in Detroit. And he went into this one place, and they had like 100 people using AutoCAD. And he got in there and he said, okay, yeah, you know, I think it's time for you to kind of read up your licenses. And I said, oh, we're not going to bother with that. And he said, well, how many licenses do you have? They had one. They had one license for 100 people. He's copied on all the desktops. He turned them in to Autodesk. I'm not making this up. He turned them into Autodesk. Autodesk did this. First of all, they shut down that company and fined them, okay, filed a lawsuit against them. and they gave my friend $20,000. All right, that's who you're dealing with here. I'm not making this up, that's how that works. So if you're ever in a place where you're starting to do business type thing, be careful with the educational license, okay, just be careful, okay? Because anyway, just be careful. Usually, if you're working with a customer, you can use theirs anyway, and you guys will probably starting out mostly doing that. Also, you can start with Revit LT, which isn't that expensive, like $45 a month. Anyway, so that's how we have that right here. Now, other than that, attendance and participation really important in this class, and it actually gets into this right now. This is how important it is. Class participation and attendance. I'm gonna knock this out right here. Class participation and attendance is 50%, your project 50%. Now, why did I do this? Because I kept on having students who would stop showing up to class because my videos are so good. Okay. Now, I don't really mind that, except for the fact that a lot of people being in class is better than taking it online. I have it online for you to follow through and to buttress the instruction I had right there. But you need to be here. And so that's 50%. That means 50% of your grade. That means if you show up to half the classes, then you lose 25% of the total of the grade. So your work can all be immaculate, 100% on everything. You're going to get a C. That's as good as you're going to go if you don't show up. That's how I set it up this way. Because I found a lot of students were thinking, oh, Mr. Brennan, he's easy. You know, he's nice. He's not going to do this to me. I had to fail another student last semester to take advantage of this. I hate doing that. I do not want to fail students. All right. So therefore, I'm going to raise the bar on attendance to make sure you guys do it. Okay. It's better for you. I don't care myself. I know what it's like to work a day and not want to come in. But for your own benefit, if I'm going to be here, you should be here too. Okay, that's the way it's got to be. So just, we understand that. So 50% is going to be that, 50% is the other, 100%. Now, here's the other thing. In my classes, here's how it works. And you can talk to anybody, talk to your brother, he'll tell you this is true. What the deal is if you just come to class and do the work, you will get an A. Probably pretty darn close to 100, okay? Won't be 100, probably in the 90s, unless you struggle with some stuff, and that happens too. But pretty much usually A's, some B's, not too many C's, and then pretty much big drop off. And if you're not at that point, you're gonna get an F. That's how that works. So the only time you get an F is if you just blow off the work and don't get it in on time, and then you're so far behind, you think you can get it done in the last weekend, and you can't. I'm gonna tell you a really sad story. There was this one student I had, and she came in here and she pulled this thing, and she was like here, and she was kind of like, okay, you know, Mr. Brennan, he's easy. It's only 2 credit classes, I'll blow it off. And this went on for like about a month, and I kept on sending things. Okay, you missed this, this is overdue. I'll still accept. That's what I'll accept it. I'll accept any of your assignments until the last day. I will, okay, because I want you to do the work. But if you don't get it done in a timely fashion, you will not get it done on the final weekend before class. That doesn't work. So I had this girl who tried that. And she's saying, oh, well, I know, and I'm pretty good with this stuff. And she was smart. Well, the thing is, she ran out of time, then came down and she put in the work, and her average was like, I think 60, 64. So I went through and I said, oh man, hopefully I can kind of help a little bit here. So I kind of went, I do this. This is the kind of thing us teachers go through. I can give her a point on this one. I got her average up to 70, you know, and that's like fudging it, you know, trying to get it to the point. So you got to see. So I submitted the grade thinking, well, at least I didn't fail, or she showed up at least a little bit, you know. It's submitted, it's done, it's in the can. I get a phone call. Hey, Mr. Brennan, you know, it's like, hey, how you doing? And she goes, well, yeah, I just noticed that I got this grade. And I said, yep. And she goes, well, is it possible to give me a B? Well, I already gave you a letter grade higher than you're supposed to have right there because you didn't do the work. As you know, we did this right here, so I'm already kind of fudging it. She goes, well, I'm going to lose my scholarship because I got that C. And I said, that's a sad story. I can't change it. It's too late. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. And the thing is, so I'm just telling you this because I can bend, but I cannot do the injustice of giving somebody a gimme grade when other people are working their tails off and they're showing up. I can't do that. That's not fair. And so I'm not going to do that. I won't do it. I didn't do it for her. Actually, if I'd known, I would have done it, but it was too late. I already submitted the grade. And the thing is, and another thing that flavors my particular grading and so forth is the fact that when I was going to school, back in my day, back in the Vietnam War, and I was going to community college, you know, and so I had these teachers, and what they would do is they would tell the story that they actually they had actually had some students when Vietnam, when lots of guys were getting drafted and going to Vietnam. Back in Vietnam, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but I think it was like the percentage of people that were drafted that wound up actually in Vietnam was like something like 25 or 30% of all the people that got drafted into the army. That means you had a 1 out of 3 chance. If you got drafted in the army, you're going to Vietnam. And, next thing you know, so what happened is this one teacher, he failed a couple kids because they didn't do well. They wound up getting killed. And so he said after that, he wouldn't give any young man, a grade that was lower than a B. He goes, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna feed the war machine. Anyway, we're not in that situation here. But I do realize that the grades do matter, okay? So if I ever have a student that's at a place where they're gonna fail, I'm gonna tell you, just drop the course, just get out of it. Do not let that show up as a failing grade. Don't do it. It's a really bad idea. So if you're not gonna commit to it and you can't commit to it, then just get out, okay? So that's how that works. And you can do that. You'll lose the money, okay, but you won't take the bad grade. Yeah.
Get sick or have to go out of town.
Yeah.
Is that something you would just have like?
That's an excused absence. Just tell me. And I'm not gonna ask for a doctor's note either. Well, I might. Now that I've said that, I might ask for a doctor's note. Okay. But yeah, no, if you have to go out of town, it's like if someone gets sick or whatever, it's like I'm not Scrooge. It's like I'm more than willing to. That's an excused absence. That's a different thing. And I can say you're excused and that doesn't count against you. So yeah, good question though. Thank you. I appreciate you asking that. That's good. That's a subtlety right there. Okay, that is pretty much it. Don't cheat, academic honesty, okay? And then other than that, yeah, and I can tell if you cheated or not, because I've got ways of telling. Anyway, so going down through here, taking a look at this, there's all kinds of things you can do to get help if you need it. Also, and at the very back, I got the course syllabus of what we're going to be covering, and this is subject to changing and so forth. All right, so that's the basics right there. Any questions about the bit? Yeah.
Do you have any like office hours or anything?
I do not, I don't, here's the thing, this is the only class I'm teaching right now. So the thing is, but that being the case, I'm pretty available. Okay, right now I teach, I'm getting more courses right now, but typically I have at least a day or two open during the week. And so if you need like maybe to do a Zoom call, or you need to maybe meet with me over at camp or something, we can make that happen, okay? So we'll make an arrangement. And I do that, as needed, okay? But I don't have any set hours as far as that goes, but we can make it work. And so, yeah, just get a hold of me. I'm more than willing to help out, okay? I don't want anyone to struggle, necessarily as far as that goes. So we'll get you there. We will get you there. I had students in my class before the last one year ago. I had a bunch of students in here, and some of these guys were already in the construction industry, and they're doing stuff, and they just took off. They were running. They're actually taking it using Revit already in their jobs, so they just kind of picked it up right here. And it was a good thing. So anyway, that'll be good for you guys. So that's all good. So other than that, any other questions before I kind of leave off the basics of the course? I think I covered it all. Okay. All right, don't want to bore you. So it's like this is too important to make it boring. Okay, so now, all right. Okay, so we took a look at the one thing, and I'll show you. Now I got another customer I have right now, which is an interesting story. I got a friend. His name is Rick, or Rico, as he likes to be called now. And Rick, been a friend of mine for many, many years. We used to play in a band together, back in Detroit. And I'm going to tell you some trivia. It's a true story. I used to play in bands in Detroit. I actually used to play. I was an outcast. I was a social outcast pretty much, which gave me a lot of time. Okay, so therefore I picked up a bass when I was 15, and that's all I did for like 2 or 3 years. And when I came out and I actually talked to people, I was like the best bass player around. And anyway, I got to play with a bunch of people. And anyway, so I grew my hair long. I got contact lenses. I lost a bunch of weight. Now I hit a growth spurt. And it's like I was a different person, kind of a caterpillar butterfly situation there. And so I wanted to play with some people that were really, really good. I was playing 3 different bands. My first thing I was doing was jazz. I did some jazz. We also was in a fake punk band that people loved us. And then I wanted to playing with this one band. I'm going in a direction with this. Okay. And then I was playing with this one guitarist. His name was Scott Ford. Scott asked me to play. And Scott was the one all the girls loved. So if you ever were going to play and you wanted the girls to show up, you wanted to play with Scott. Scott Porter, all the girls loved him. So I got called by Scott personally to be his bass player.
And so I said, well, okay, we're gonna play, it's just gonna be us, and a drummer, who's the drummer? He goes, oh, I got this guy, I got this guy, Tom, he's just great, just this guy, Chad, oh, Chad, I know Chad, so Chad Smith. I said, oh, okay, Chad Smith, so I wanna play with Chad Smith. So Chad Smith is actually now the drummer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And so he still owes me $50 for 3 gigs we played that summer. And I called his house and his mother answers and I said, hello, Mrs. Smith, is Chad there? And she goes, no, Chad's not around right now. I said, oh, well, just tell him, I won't ask for money. Tell him it'll be money, it's like, well, when he gets to give me a call, still waiting for the phone call. So anyway, somehow conveniently forgotten. But anyway, it's a true story. That actually did happen. And he does remember me. Another friend of mine, Rick, the guy I'm talking about. He was at the NAMM show. You guys probably know what that is. The NAMM show is the North American Music Merchants thing. And all the people go there who are selling musical instruments and they're seeing all the new technology. So he was there at the NAMM thing and who shows up but Chad Smith, and they all know each other. So Chad and they're all kind of talking this kind of thing. He goes, hey, whatever happened to Tom? What's he doing? So remember me. So you always remember people you played with. You always remember people you jam with. So that's actually a true story. Now that we got that down, why did I mention Rick? I mentioned Rick because he gave me a call recently. And he said, hey, my girlfriend, she's putting together a cottage on the shores of Lake Michigan. Could you help us out? I said, well, yeah. And so they gave me some stuff. And let me show you what they gave me. And let me show you what I made out of it. Okay, just to get an idea as far as where you can go with this. Okay, so here we go. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go here. This is the cottage project. Now, the cottage project right here, this is what they gave. Oh, let me try this again. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this with this. Okay, so go here. And this is what they started with. Okay, that's the front. Can you guys see that okay? It's got, okay, see, it's kind of like got like what she called an eyebrow. And it's essentially that, and it's got these fanciful windows. And her thing is, the theme for this is going to be a fairy tale cottage. Okay, that's the first one. Here's the next one right here. This is a side view. So you got this going on, and they spec'd out, the basic. This is all they gave me. This is all I had. So this is what they got right here, and then this is a floor plan right there. Let me kind of rotate it so you guys can see that. Let me go back to here. I went too far. Right there. Would it be easier for you guys to have it on your screens, or is this okay? Doesn't matter. Okay, so you got this right here, and then I'll go here. And there's another one. This is another plan here. That's just second floor. Then you got this, and then this is what he did here. This is the detail he's got. A little picture of Amy in there, and then there's some other details of these. Okay, so you got that. Now here's a picture they gave me, trying to show me what they want it to look like. And then here's another picture of how the roof is supposed to be. So this is what I did in Revit. This is one of the renderings I did. This is interior window with actually that kind of fanciful window that's up in the top right there. And it's got that cove information in there. And here's another one right here. This is on the first floor looking up into the loft. So this is the kind of thing that I was able to do from those drawings they gave me. So I've got a check coming. It's kind of nice. Okay, so you got this kind of thing going. So all that right there, the thing I'm showing you right here is just the fact that you can make this stuff happen. And I think I can open this right. Oh, you know what? I can't open it in. I can't open in Revit. What I can do is I can do this. Here's what it looks like. Okay, this is what I completed it as. Let me see if I can make that a little bit larger. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. So you got that right there. Now check that out. That actually came up pretty nice. You've got this eyebrow window right up here, and they spec the windows out and so forth. And then down here you got a sheet set. This is the first floor plan right here. So this is what you're able to do with Revit with some very, very crude napkin type drawings. Okay. So you got this right here. We're able to do this. This is the next floor, second floor. It's the loft. Down here, you've got this. This is the basement. And now here are the elevations right here. These came out quite nice, but you've got the elevations right here. Elevations are simply straight on views of an exterior of a building. So we got those right there, the north, the south, east, and the west, foundation plan. Over here, we have the foundation plan for the garage where you actually have a 6-inch concrete slab and then a thickened slab edge. Over here, you've got some other work right here. Then you've got the door schedule and the window schedule, and those you can put costs on those if you want to as well. Here's the stair detail. Pretty proud of this. We really had to go through this. We actually put stairs together for this whole thing and made this work. There's, again, that same view. Here's the other view. Here's another. This is the basement right there. And here's a section right here. This is sectioning through here to see where the stairs go.
Here's another one where you've actually got these arches that are actually dimensioned out here. And here's another one looking from the inside out that main window. And that is what we have right there. So the reason I'm showing you this is, again, just to kind of like give you an idea as far as the proof of concept, what you can actually get there. How do I get from here to there?
They give you the measurements as well.
Some of them, yes, yes.
How long does something like that take you to like do?
Okay, my input on this one was a little over 20 hours. Okay, so I charge $125 an hour, so that's like $2,500 for that right there. All right, just for sitting, drinking coffee, and putting some together, talking to people. It's not a bad gig. It's nice to be outside, but it's great if you can be in the office if you want to be. Okay, so it's kind of nice. So it's a pretty good gig. Now, you can charge them more than that. I charge them, you know, probably not my highest rate because he's a friend, this kind of thing, but that's what it does right there. So that's about 20 hours. Now, you're gonna, it's gonna take, you guys will be pretty close to that for this kind of stuff. You guys will be able to knock this stuff out when you're done here, if you put your time in. Of course, I can't promise you that, but I can pretty much tell you that if you just pick up what I'm presenting here, you will walk out of here with a pretty powerful set of skills. And girls want boyfriends with great skills. For anyone who knows what that's about. Okay, Napoleon Dynamite, anyway, good. Still go on, okay. Vote for Pedro, yes. He's the only sensible one this year. Okay, so go on through here. Okay. Okay, so we got that going on. So now, next thing, now that we got that, so this is this right here. Now, what I want to do with you guys is let's do a very quick overview of what you can do with Revit. Okay, so first of all, let me do this. Let me take over your screen just for a minute. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to do something together here. By the way, is everyone bladder okay? Does everyone need to, would a break time be good for anybody? You don't need to take a break? Let's go to the bathroom. Okay, let's take a break. Let's take 5 minutes or so. We'll come back. Okay. Guys, you know, that's all we're the ones that run.
Yes.
You said everything is,
What's that?
your lectures, they're on YouTube also.
They're going, yeah, I'm recording right now, yeah. Yeah. I should actually pause it for this, well, I'll forget, so we're not gonna pause this, just gonna go. So you guys just fast forward this part. So yeah, they're gonna be on YouTube, and so what I do is, and so what's gonna happen, is when this is all over, I've got my own channel, it'll be right out there, and the thing is, then you just, you know, don't have to subscribe, go and click on the link, boom, there you are. And everything we just went through, you're gonna get all the video right here, it's gonna be right on there, and then with the audio too, because I'm recording it too.
Okay.
So yeah, it's helpful. All right, so, where are you from?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Hey, you got any Puerto Rican? Hey. Good, good. How many years have you been in the States?
This will be 9 years now.
9 years. Good, good, good. All right, awesome. Did you have family here?
Yes,
All right,
my mother's side is here.
okay, all right. Rochester or somewhere else?
They're like all around, like Tampa. I got like my like half of mom's side, and then some more like Ohio.
Yeah.
Jersey, also there's like a
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you go to school here?
Monroe.
Monroe.
The city, and then
Okay,
it's like where.
okay. Very good, very good. High school was what school? High school?
So like I went to number 9
Okay.
for like my 6th grade, and then Monroe was in my high school.
Gotcha, gotcha, okay, good, good, all right, very good. Did you take any, of these types of classes, any kind, they have a thing called Project Lead the Way in New York, I'm guessing by your look that we're not familiar with that, okay, yeah, they kind of know this and stuff like that. All right, well, good, good to hear, good to hear. All right. So have you been to Clayton recently? What's that? No, didn't you, but I thought that your brother told me that he does some better than Clayton. He might have some work. Okay, all right, then okay, gotcha. All right, you've been up there recently?
I think the last time I went. It's been a while.
Has it?
I mean, like, 3 months probably.
Oh, all right,
I guess like for us, because we were fixing up the house, like we just finished it
yeah,
to rent out and we had some. We put in. We're around the front of the house and then the back of our house has like a room. It was like this really long room, has like one window, it's like super weird, but we're gonna turn it into like a little studio apartment.
huh,
And
Smart.
so we can go stay there, we have people renting it out, and then why we go up there is because my grandpa, he passed, but so now it's should reach my mom's 5 siblings.
all right,
But he had a place on Bryanston Island,
yeah, what's the name?
it's in Russell Bay.
I know where, I've been to Grindstone,
Yeah,
yeah, I know it well, what's the last name?
Vince.
Vince, okay,
Yeah.
all right, don't know that name, there's a lot of people who have property on,
There's also, what is Bowden Shots?
yes,
Yeah,
yes, Chris Bogenschutz lives right down the street from us.
yeah, that was my grandma's like last name, so.
Okay,
Like,
yes,
that's other thing.
that's a big name, like,
Yeah, yeah, they got a bunch of people there, like Bryanston and stuff.
yeah,
You ever
yeah,
go to the winery from there?
know very well, yeah, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, the guy who owns it, Steve Conaway, he's a veteran. He went to the sport drum, he went to 10th Mountain Division. And, he, actually, my son and his son played on the same hockey team, you know, that's good, yeah, yeah, so we know them and, yeah, well, that's awesome, small world. That's great.
I was forced to go to yoga, in the winery. I'm playing, I'm like, all right,
Or through yoga?
yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's better you than me, man. I wouldn't want to be doing that, but that's it's yeah, but I'll tell you what, did you have a wine slushy when you were
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I'll find some-
several wine slushies. Yeah, it's like they tend to be quite popular. And
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right. So
It's
there's a thing.
so pretty there too.
Oh, it's amazing. The winters are insane. I
Yeah.
spent all my winters there. I mean,
My parents are going up in 2 weekends for that fire and ice.
Yeah,
To the
yeah.
hotel.
it's a great thing to go to. Yeah, that hotel's amazing. And
Yeah.
used to know a lady who was like she was like in charge, knew her, I don't think she is anymore, but, no, it's a great place to go. Fire and Ice festivals are just marvelous and, yeah, Clayton is a great place. There's yeah, I know all kinds of people. There's actually a coffee shop downtown called The Lyric.
Mhm.
Okay, if you'll see it, okay.
Yeah, I know, I've been.
Yeah, okay, The Lyric. Well, The Lyric, yeah, Kathy, the owner,
Mhm.
she's a good friend of ours. If you ever mention, say, do you know, just check on me.
No, yeah.
If your professor's a liar or not, just say, you know, Tom Brennan, and she'll say, oh, yeah, I know Tom, and she'll talk about the stories. We actually played there we played there like 3 or 4 times. I had a band called Soul Window. We played there, right at the coffee shop there a few times. That was great, great time. All right, anyway, let's do this now. So we're gonna do, you guys are all seeing my desktop right now? Are you guys all seeing my desktop on your screens? You're not. Let me try that again. All right, let me do that. And I guess I might have, okay, let me do this. Viewing all students, okay. Huh. Okay. Yeah, again. Is that working? That again.
It's like 14, I think. It was at 16.
See it now? So I'm not saying, it just told me that, really? Just told me that I was, all right, huh, all right, seriously, you're not seeing it, okay, let me try it again, because it just told me that it is, okay, we'll try that again, all right. Try it again. Let's stop that, I'll try one more time. All right, looks like it's not gonna let me do this. So if that's the case, then we'll Still no? Really? That's weird. I wonder if Zoom is arguing with it. It might not like Zoom. Okay. Well, unless, okay, there's two here. Let's see what's going on here. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I don't know what they did here, but they kind of changed this as a new thing here. All right, I guess we're not gonna be able to do that, so it's just gonna have to be up here, which kind of stinks. It's a whole lot easier to see this. Podcast, yeah, all right. Try this again, try one more time. All right. Okay, let's try it again. Still nothing? Okay.
So I would look at the select students in class.
Let me try, yeah, maybe it's just not seeing the class, that could be. Did it say, okay, all right, try this again. All right. You had 0 students, why is that? Yeah, you're right. So for some reason, it's not picking you guys up. Don't know why that is. I don't know, class list.
Can you change the channel for it? Because I see the land school online, it's channel 9157.
I don't even know how to do that. But let's see here, class list for current teacher. Let's see here. Yeah, it's not letting me. Yeah, let me try this again. Straight. Yeah,
You got a following student right there, is that what you're doing?
what's that now? I don't even know what that does. I'm a student. Yeah, I don't know what that does. Rebuild list. Yeah, this should, I think what's happening is there's some kind of disconnect between this right now in the class, which I don't really get. So it should be able to, annual class list, can I do that? This class uses, I don't even know. So, oh well, we'll have to refresh. Did that before and wasn't going to do anything though. No. If I shut it down, I just don't know if that's a good idea. Try some, yeah, it's not letting me see your screens at all. Try this again. For some reason, it's like just one more time. Yeah, this is using channel 9157. Is that what you're saying? Okay. So that should be working. Any counsel on this as far as how to get this working? I'm open for suggestions. Yeah, okay. So okay, yeah. Keeps on just saying no. And I'm not seeing you guys either. Not seeing your your classrooms either. Let's see you guys. I'm sorry about this, guys. I don't mean to be, it's just, it's really helpful if you guys can see it, that's all. Manual class list.
We need that same app downloaded in order for it to share to us.
It's-
It
it-
is automatic. Look at the taskbar drop menu, pull it on the right, the arrow.
The land school.
So we don't have access to do anything on it, but we have it installed.
Yeah. For some reason, it's just not seeing anybody in this class. Don't know why. That's no, don't have that either. Okay, well, we'll just have to just watch my screen then, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so anyway, we're going to continue on through here, and so we're talking about Revit. Now, when you talk about Revit here, this is what it looks like. And we're just gonna do a couple things right now, and I'll just keep it as basic as I can. So just kind of show you how this works right here. I can actually rotate it around like this. I'm just holding the shift key down. I'm able to rotate it around like this. And so this is just basically like a Lego model. Think of it in those terms. Now, when you're working with Revit, what's going to happen is you're essentially always building a model. Now, when you build that model, you start by doing this kind of a thing. You go from a top-down view. And this is a top-down view. That's a floor plan. Now, a floor plan is typically how we think of buildings. We think of buildings in terms of looking at a top-down and seeing where the walls would go. So we have that going on right there. So that's a top-down view right there. Now, that being a top-down view right now, what we're seeing right now is these are walls, these are doors, these are windows. We see all that. So that's level one. Now, the other thing that we would look at over here is if I take a look at my elevations. Now, an elevation is a straight on view. That's an elevation looking at the side. This is another one looking at the rear. That's the front, and that's the other side. So these are all different ways of taking a look at it. It's still one model. So the model is one thing, we're just looking at it in different ways. You can also create what are known as sections. So if I go over here, and if I were to use the section right here, I'm actually looking at a cut through of the building right like this. So I'll go to here, and it looks like that. Or if I use realistic colors, it's going to look like that right there. So now we're seeing, we can actually cut that right through and see what that looks like. And here's another section going in another direction. Now you're seeing it in that way. So these are things that we have there. And then got a full height wall section. This is actually where we can cut through the wall and actually identify the different elements that are actually in the wall. It's kind of a big deal. And then finally, we have a set of sheets where you actually have these right here. And so these are all things that we have going on here. Now, that being the case, what we're going to do now is I'm going to have you guys open a file so we can actually look at it together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close out of here. So I'm going to file, and I'm going to go to close. And I'm not going to save changes. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to go out to Brightspace. Now out on Brightspace, which is out here, we go to Brightspace, and what we're going to do is out in this location here, we're going to go to this first. Here, there's a place here called is it Revit Basics. Let's see if that's the one I want. Revit Basics. Yeah, Revit. Go to Revit Basics. You guys all have this right now. Can you guys see this? Okay. Now what we're going to do is right here. Can you guys see this where it says Revit Modern Hotel Final? Can you guys see that? We're going to download that. So to do this, we're going to click this drop down here, and we're going to go to download. All right, what that's going to do is it's going to download right here, and it's going to the download folder. Okay, that's the first thing. It's going to let it, these are pretty good size files. And so now once you've got that, we're not going to double click on this. Okay, so hold your horses. Let's not do that. We're going to open up Revit right now. Now to open up Revit, I'm going to explain something to you that's going on with the system right now. The way the system is set up right now, and this is something you may know a little bit about, is the way they have it right now is the Revit license server has been corrupted in the sense that it will not allow us into the class. Okay, if the counting has reached its peak, and it won't let us do anymore. But there's a hack, and here's the hack. What we're going to do is to get into that, we open up AutoCAD first, and when we do that, it actually resets the Revit for us. So this is what we're going to do right now. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead, and this is to minimize a screen means this right here. You have these icons up here at the top. This is the X to close it. This is the next one down, which is what they call right there. That's actually kind of like makes it go half screen. And this is the minus right here. That's the minimize. Let's go ahead and minimize that. And I'm going to minimize this too. All right, I'm just going to minimize these. Now, what we're going to do now is I'm just going to minimize anything I have open. And now you want to get back to your desktop as best you can. So you want to get back to your desktop with this black background. So let's get out there. You guys all there? Okay, now what we're going to do here, this is where the apps are. Up here it says department apps. Okay, upper left corner, double click on department apps. And you're going to see that there is a folder here for engineering technologies right here. So find engineering technologies and double click on it. When you double click on it, you're going to see the different applications that are available. The very top one is AutoCAD 2022. And as I said, we have to open up AutoCAD to get this to reset. So double click on AutoCAD 2022. When you do that, you're going to see these icons. All right. And the third one down is AutoCAD 2022. Let's go ahead and double click on that. And AutoCAD is going to then launch. Should look like this, and it's going to launch it. Now, what happens is, again, because these are all network licenses, licenses are being used right now. They're being counted and they're being used on the server. That's what's happening right now. So now once it shows up and it looks like this, you can just go ahead and you can hit the X at the top right to close it. All right, once it comes in all the way. Is anyone not seeing that? What's that now?
Still loading.
Oh, okay, yours may take a little bit. And once it's there, just click on the X to close out of it. So you're back to the screen. All good? All right. Yes, give me a thumbs up when you're there, when you're back to the screen. Good. Armando, all set? Good. Okay. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to go back over to the over here, which is where we just right up here. Just go back up here to engineering technology. Just click it right up here. And then we're going to go down here to Revit 2022. Right here, you'll see Revit 2022. You might have to open it up a little bit. And then we're going to double click. Now, by the way, are your icons really big or are they small like mine are right now? They're small. Okay, good. Go down here to Revit 2022 and double click on it. And you're going to notice that there are three different choices. There's Revit 2022, Revit Viewer 2022, and Work Sharing Monitor. We're going to go to Revit 2022. So open up Revit 2022. It's going to open that up. And it'll go ahead and open up. It'll look like this.
Wait, can you do this on your like personal computer or no?
Yeah, you can. So that is one thing you are definitely going to want to do so you have it available to you. And yeah, and here's the thing, Revit, it's kind of a memory hog. Okay, so if you've got a gaming machine, it'll probably be fine with that. But if you don't have something that's at that level, it may dog. It may be really, really slow. So they sell CAD and Revit certified CAD machines with like $4,000. I just bought mine at like Costco, and I bought like a high-end gaming machine with a hot video card. Works great. You know, it's about $1,200, you know, so you can get by a lot cheaper than they make you. So over here, what you want to do now, we're going to do this now. So now that we have that, we're going to, with Revit open right now, we're going to open up that file that went to our desktop. So to do this, you're going to go over here and click on open. So go here to open. And then it's going to basically give you some default directory. But what we want to do is we want to go over here where it says my computer. Go down here, you'll see my computer. These are shortcuts, by the way. And we're going to go to my computer. And on my computer, let's see here. I'm in the right place. No, that's not where I want to be. Go to desktop instead. Just go to desktop right here. And when you go to desktop, one of the options here is downloads. And we'll just go to downloads because that's where the Revit file went that we just downloaded. And you'll see Modern Hotel Final right there. Do you guys see that? All right, go ahead and double click on it. It's going to open it up. And so what's going to happen now is we are opening a Revit file. Is that working okay there, Ace? Okay. All right, Ethan, that working okay? All right. Make sure I got these okay here. Armando, working okay? All right. All right, Colin, working okay? All right, so now, are you guys all seeing this right now? Oh, okay, yeah, just dismiss that if it's asking you to buy it. And we'll get out of there. And we're just gonna do a quick introduction to just how to move around in Revit. And I'm gonna take you guys through step by step to do a little project tonight. Give me a thumbs up if you guys are seeing this hotel. You guys all seeing that? Got it? Got that, Ace? Is that working okay now? Is it still kind of crunching on you? Oh yeah, it's gonna take a second upgrade. Because the thing is, when you're working with Revit always looks at the present release, and so it's got to upgrade it if it's a previous release. So is that there?
Yep.
Okay, now let me talk about what's going on here. This right here is a hotel. I'm gonna turn off, I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna turn off some of the lights here. That might be okay. Yeah, okay. And then things, yeah, that should be okay. But you mouse right now. What we're gonna do right now is actually take a look at this. We want to see what's going on here. Now, when you're working with Revit as well as AutoCAD, you can use your mouse to pretty much navigate. Now, let me show you how this works. What you want to do is just take your wheel on your mouse. You've got a wheel on your mouse, just roll it forward. When you roll it forward, you'll zoom in and just keep on zooming in till you can see that railing around the floor there. And once you've done that, you'll see that, yep, okay, that makes sense. And then we can go ahead and roll back out like that. That's zooming in and zooming out. You've got that right there. Now I'm going to show you something else that's really cool here. Hold the wheel down. When you hold the wheel down, you can actually go from side to side. That's called panning. So you hold the wheel down and you can just, pan from side to side, and then you can zoom into it. Okay, that working for everybody? All right, now here's the next cool thing. Find the shift key, all right, on your keyboard. Hold the shift key down, all right? Hold the shift key down and hold the mouse down, and you can rotate it. And when you hold the wheel down, you can rotate it. Working okay for you guys? Hold the shift key down and rotating it. Let's go ahead and rotate it so we're seeing the back of the building. All right, and when you look at the back of the building, it's the back of a hotel, a bunch of balconies, and then you can see there's a pool there. Okay, you guys all see this okay? I'll be able to rotate that okay? Working okay there? Is that okay? No, not working? Okay. Let's see what's going on here. All right, let's make sure we got it. Give me a hard time here. Okay. Hold the shift key up. You see that? And then hold the wheel. The wheel. There you go. See that? And then the wheel also just so they bring it on the shift key. Roll the wheel forward. There you go. That zooms in. Roll it down. Good. And then hold the wheel down. And we push it side to side. So those are the three things. So that's how that all works right there. Anyone else have an issue? Is that all good? That's good. All right. So what we're learning right now is that there's this highly dynamic environment. So essentially, you think of this, whatever you created, as like a Lego model, and you just look at it in different configurations. You can look at it from above, look at it from the side, look at it in 3D. You can look underneath it. All these are available to you, so you can completely rotate. It's like holding your hand, just kind of looking around at it. So the model is one central item. So we have that going on. Now, over here, I'm going to do this real quickly. Okay, got it. All right, let's go here. All right, over here, can you guys see this red highlight a little easier? Is that helping? All right, we're going to go down here. Now, over here, this is what's known as the project browser. Now, the project browser is where we have our different items. Here, you got floor plans right here. So under floor plans right here, you'll notice that I got a basement and I got a floor one. Let's just go ahead and double click on floor one. When you double click on floor one, it's going to open this up. So now what's happening? Is this a different drawing? No, it's the same thing. It is that model, only we just sliced it and we're looking at the first floor. Kind of cool. So that's the first floor right there. Now let's do the same thing. Over here, where you see me right here, we got this hall. Let's just zoom into that hall just to see what's going on there. We take a look here. and you zoom in, you see that you've got a men's room, you got a women's room, you got a janitor's closet, you got a hall, you got a kitchen. So all of these are things that would actually be commonly in a hotel. So those are that word okay there, Casey? All right, make sure, and I don't mean to call you guys out, just to make sure everyone's where we should be. And I know sometimes people don't like to tell me something's going wrong. So I'm just trying to make sure we're all there. Okay, so we got that right there. So that's the first floor. So we're looking at that, just the straight up the middle floor plan. And then on top of that, we could do something like this. Let's go over here. Let's zoom our cursor up here to C and D. Let's zoom up there. I'm going to show you something interesting here. Now, one of the most important things you'll ever do as you're working in different projects in construction is putting in dimensions. So we're just going to put in a real quick dimensions to show you how this works. Let's say we wanted to get a dimension between column C and column D. Well, to do that, watch this. Up here, there is a tool right up here that's called the line dimensions. Could you guys see this right here? Up here? Can you guys see that? Okay, go ahead and click on the align dimension. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. We're going to click on C, the line for C, click on the line for D, and then just pull your cursor over to the right and click somewhere in blank space. And it's going to tell you what the dimension is there. It's 17 feet. Can you guys see that? Okay, now that is that work okay there, Ace? Okay, so what's happening right here is that is how we can simply put in dimensions and have them display. And that tells us right now we're where we should be. Now, when you're working with Revit, one thing that will happen is when an object is selected, what's going to happen is it's going to turn blue. That means that right now, Revit is paying all the attention to that right now. You have to be aware of that. If Revit has something highlighted in blue, whatever you do next is going to impact that. So here's what you want to get in the habit of doing. It's like driving. When you are learning how to drive a car, I'll tell you the story when I learned to drive a car, or didn't really learn. I was there at our house. I was like in 8th grade, I think. And my brother, who was driving at that point, he said, "Hey Tom, why don't you back the car out?" And I'd never driven before in my life. I said, I've never done this because it's easy. All you do is just start it and then just, you know, you kind of like the gear selector, you put it in reverse and you back it out and just turn the wheel. I said, "Oh, well, that doesn't sound too hard." See where this is going. Okay, so anyway, what happened is, so I went ahead and I got in the car, and this was an old Chrysler. It was an old Chrysler, it was a Plymouth, okay, a Plymouth Fury 3. It's a dog car to my grandfather's. Anyway, so I get in the car, I start it up. So far, so good. I don't know you're supposed to put your foot on the brake. So I take it, I put the car in reverse, and just set the right one. Nothing, just like not going anywhere, but I was in gear. So I figured, well, I guess I'll have to step on the gas and get somewhere. So I stepped on the gas. And I tore out backwards in this Plymouth Fury at about 40 miles an hour with my foot on the gas. Then I'm freaking out, you know, don't know what to do. So I burned rubber, you know, really done. So I'm flying behind backwards. I turn the wheel as hard as I can, and I wound up going in reverse up our curb and I parked the car on our driveway. Put it back in the park, got out of it. At this point, all the people are looking out of their what's going on at the front. Something new has always gone in our house. You know, I mentioned my dad wasn't there anymore. We were in the fun house, you know, it wasn't so fun. Anyway, when you're in gear, things can happen you don't expect. You're in gear right now. When you're in Revit, you're in gear. When you see this, when you see the blue, that means you're in gear. This is how you get out of gear. To get out of gear, you can just go ahead and click on modify. Click on modify, and you're no longer in gear. So that's the point I want to make right now. So whenever you get done with a specific function, click on modify and it'll drop you back into park or neutral, as it were. So you go ahead and do that. So that's what you want to do there. Long-winded explanation. Let's do one more dimension, okay? And we're going to do it from B to C and put a dimension here. So we'll go over here and we'll go to the same place. This is the align dimension, same thing. It looks like a dimension. So we'll click on this align dimension. We'll click on the line for B and the line for C, and then we'll click over to the right. And that should tell you that that's 9 feet, okay? And again, it's blue, which means we're still in gear. So you can click on the modify, and that'll release it. So you have that. Okay, so that's a quick introduction to some of the main things about Revit. That Revit is always doing something. You're always in gear. And so you want to make sure you pull it out of gear so you don't wind up impacting things. Now, let me show you one other thing. We're going to just zoom down here a little bit. We're going to look right here at the reception area. This is reception right here. and you have, this is a room label, reception 102. This right here is a wall tag, meaning that this particular wall over here, that is a wall that's actually enclosing an elevator, and it's a masonry wall, like essentially a CMU wall, a concrete masonry unit, or a block wall. And that is identified by the type mark 2. So we have that. Now over here, you also have other things that are labeled with a tag. And this one right here is a door. This is door 103. Now let's do this. Click on the door. Just click on it and it turns blue. Now, when that turns blue, let me show you something very interesting, because what's happening right here is it turns blue, but now notice what happens here. When you did that, it told us that right now it tells us it's a particular kind of door, okay? So it tells us a single flush door. Can you guys all see that? Okay. It's not lit up blue? Okay. Okay, yeah, over here, this turns blue. Now, okay, now let me show you a couple things here. First of all, one of the great things about Revit is you can very quickly change the design. When I was working with my customer, the one I was doing the cottage for, she said, we were working on some things, and she said, oh, you know what? I need to have this particular door 36 inches to accommodate wheelchairs. I said, oh, okay, that's fine. So this one is 36 inches. But let's say that in this particular case, we didn't need a 36-inch door. As a matter of fact, let's say this was just a closet leading in here. It's not, but let's just pretend it is. Let's say we want to turn this into a 24-inch door. Can we do that? Well, let's find out. Over here, we can take a look at this drop down with, well, essentially there are a number of different doors in this project. So I'm going to click on this little arrow that faces down. Click on the little arrow. And when you click this little arrow, you'll notice it down here, you've got a 24-inch by 80-inch door. Do you guys see that? So click on 24-inch by 80-inch. And what happens to the door? Can you guys see it just got smaller? All right, so what's happening right here is Revit says, oh, okay, I've got that. Now, please notice that what it did. Did that work okay for you there?
Yeah.
Okay, now what it did right here is it did several things at once. First of all, it took the door and it substituted the 36-inch door with a 24-inch door. On top of that, it automatically adjusted the width of the wall to accommodate that. And if I were to take a look at this in 3D, that would now actually show up as an elevation that right now is a 24-inch door. Not only that, but the door schedule has now been updated to have this 24-inch door and subtracts one 36-inch door out. All that's going on right now behind the scenes. So all this is an integrated database. So it's happening at the same time. So that's kind of cool there. Now, one thing we're going to do right now is we have this dimension right here. This is called a temporary dimension. Now, the temporary dimensions, notice they're also blue. Those actually will control a lot of the factors here. This is telling us that from this column right here to the center of this door is 2 feet. That's what it's telling us. Let's say we want it to be 8 feet. We wanted this door to be centered 8 feet. Well, how do we do that? Watch this. It's really easy. So we're going to go over here to where it says 2 feet. Click on 2 feet. And when you click on 2 feet, it's going to highlight in blue. And now we're just going to type the number 8. Type the number 8. You don't have to type in the foot symbol because the default value is feet. So type in 8 and press your enter key and watch what happens. That work for you guys? Okay, so what happened is not only were we able to take that door and change the actual width of it by substituting it 36 for 24. Now we're able to take it and move it down the wall that easily. This is a lot easier than AutoCAD. This is one of the reasons we're going this direction. Did anyone not get that to work? Okay, let's go back to here. We'll click on 8 one more time and we'll put it back to 2. Put it back to 2 and it shuffles the door right back down there. Now, before we leave this, I want to point something out here. You guys see these little arrows here? Well, I wonder what they do. Well, let me show you what they do. First of all, there's an up and down arrow here, and there's a left and right arrow here. Click the up and down arrow and watch what happens. It flips the door swing. See that? So it automatically does that. And then the left to right flips it into the room or out of the room. See that? So all this right now is allowing you, as I was sitting there and talking with my customer and working with Amy and Rick, we're talking on this, and she goes, oh, could you make that door swing the other way? No problem, able to do that. So this is all very easily done. It's all very, so you just got to know where to look. And so fortunately, a lot of it is just really simple with little arrows or whatever. It kind of tells you what it's going to do. Now, what we're going to do, with this door still selected, we're going to go ahead and make it back to what it was. We'll go back in this list and we'll make it a 36 by 80 inch again. So we click that list and make it 36 by 80. And it's going to put it back into its original configuration. You guys with me? Okay, so now no harm done, no harm, no foul. We're good to go. And now we're going to click on the modify arrow and we get out of it. And it's no longer blue. We got out of it. We're no longer in gear. We're back in neutral / park. So we got that. Now that we've done that, let's zoom out a little bit. And we're going to take a look at one of the building sections here. So down here, this is over here. This is our project browser. Now over here, these are all floor plans. Just to show you what else you can do here. Let's look at floor 2. Floor 2 is right here. So let's find floor 2 and double click on it. It's going to open up the second floor. Now, as we'd said before, this is a hotel. So these are guest rooms. The guest rooms, if we zoom into one of these, are essentially a room that actually has several different features. And the features would be, you know, pretty straightforward, nothing too fancy. You've got, this is essentially a restroom right here with a little closet. Toilet goes here and a shower. You've got right here, you've got a closet, a bifold. And then over here, you've got at the top right here, you've got a balcony, and then you have a balcony railing out here. So those are all, that's the second floor. So that's what the second floor looks like. So now we get an idea like, okay, this is making some sense here. And then we're going to go down here, back over to our project browser again, and we're going to scroll down here, and we're going to go to our, over here where it says elevations, building elevations, right? Actually, sections, I'm sorry. Sections, building section. Let's click the plus sign for a building section, and let's go ahead and choose the east-west section. And you choose the east-west section, it gives you this view here, a total cutaway of the whole hotel. You guys seeing that okay? All right, so again, one Lego model, we're just slicing it and dicing it in different configurations to see what's going on inside of it. Now, here's where this is where Revit really kind of takes you to a new place. Down here at the bottom is where your visual, your view aids, your visual styles are and so forth. All these affect visualization. Can you guys see this down here? Can you guys see where they have the scale? It says 1/8 of an inch. Can you guys see that? Okay. To the right of that is a detail level course, and to the right of that is a visual style hidden line. And it looks like a cube. It looks like a 3D cube. Click on that 3D cube, and you'll notice that you've got wireframe, hidden line, shaded, consistent colors, and realistic. Can you guys all see those? Okay, for right now, just to show you what these look like, click on wireframe. When you click on wireframe, boom, you're now seeing every bit of detail that's going on inside here. In other words, you're seeing behind every wall. Now, that's not terribly useful. Sometimes it is. Right now, it's not at all. So let's reject that view and choose hidden line. Go to hidden line. Well, that makes much more sense. Hidden line looks a whole lot better here. So hidden line showing us this, but we can go even better than that. Let's click on the visual style again and choose shaded. And shaded gives you this kind of a view here. So now it's starting to look like something. So now you're seeing shaded. You're seeing that there's some color, there's some shading that goes along with this, and this is how this works. Looking good. We'll go down here one more time and choose consistent colors. And consistent colors removes the shading, gives us a very clear view. By the way, the default when you're working in Revit is usually going to be consistent colors. And then finally, the last view down here is realistic. Choose realistic, and it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute to crunch. Why? Because you're actually going to be pounding the video card now. The video card is going to have to work now. You might even hear your machine whine a little bit when you do this because the fan has to kick into gear because it's going to heat up. So when you do this, what happens is it engages that video card. And so now your video card isn't working. It's going as that. And it's pumping out these 3D graphics right now. Can you guys all see that now? Looking pretty good. Now, this is not a full-blown rendering. This is a low-level visualization. It's not even true rendering. So this is actually, even though it takes some more horsepower, it's not a true rendering. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, is that working okay? Is that working okay, Armando?
All right, and, okay, very good. All right, so that's what you have going on right here. So what's happening is, again, one model, different ways to look at it. Let's take a look at one of the elevations, just to get an idea. So that's a section. Again, in a section, if you're not familiar with these terms, simply means if you were to basically have a building and you were to take a sheet of glass and just slide it right down and cut half of it away and take a look at it, that's what you're seeing. That's what a section is. Now we're going to go back to our project browser here. And over here, we're going to go to our elevations. Okay, so we can go up here to my elevations, which are right here. And I'm going to click the plus sign next to elevations, building elevation. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to choose south. When I choose south, it looks like this. That's the front view. That's your front view. And we're going to change that visual style to realistic. And we get an idea as far as what that looks like. And you get this really nice brick kind of detail on there and stuff. Kind of nice. Kind of nice. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. All right. So that is how we go about doing a little bit of work with this. Now, just to show you something that's kind of cool here. Let's do this right now. Let's go over here and let's okay, now we have these different tabs. These tabs all represent the different views we're looking at. You got exterior, you got floor 1, you got floor 2, you got east-west section. Let's go over here and click on exterior. Click on exterior, and you're seeing this again. Okay, so when you click on exterior, let's just do this just to get an idea as far as how this works. Let's change the visual style to realistic for the exterior. And when you do that, again, it's going to take a second to do this. It's going to crunch it and show you, yep, that's what the exterior looks like. And then let's go ahead and just to get a familiarity with this, we'll click on the tab for floor 1. We'll do this, and there's that. So now at this point, we're seeing all this. It's all looking pretty good. And now we've got a number of different tabs that are open right now. What we're going to do right now is just to get an idea as far as how this works, we are going to tile these tabs. Now, what that means is we're going to see them all at once. So to do this, look at your keyboard and type WT. Type WT. Now, when you type WT, you're going to see all of them at once. Okay, did that work for you guys? All right. So what that does is WT, that actually stands for tile view. So now we're seeing all these things in tile view. Now, to see them all at once, type ZA. That's for zoom all. ZA is zoom all, and now you're seeing them all zoomed out. So now you're seeing all this. Now, the beautiful thing about this now is very rapidly, you're able to really drill into what you want to see and actually see multiple things at once. And I'll tell you this right now, I have learned that for some operations, you really can't beat having more than one of you open at a time as you're doing surgery on these things, because you're working with them. You need to see it in different views as you're actually slicing through. It just, you'll see how I mean that in a minute. But when I was actually working on that really complicated dormer for my customer, I had to look at it in 2 views because I had to see what I was doing in one view. It was flat, another view was in 3D. So you just have to do that sometimes. Now, let's do this. Let's go down here to where your exterior view is. Let's click right down here, click right in exterior. And that's our 3D view that we're looking at. And what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and we're going to go back just to our tab view. So to do that, type in TW. When you type in TW, you go back to here. And then you can type in ZA again. So TW reverses the tile and puts you back into tab view. And now we're going to do one more thing here. This is a very useful thing right here. If you hover your cursor here, this is close and active views, meaning when you're working with Revit, you are probably going to get in the habit of like opening like one view, another view, and you'll have 10 or 15 views open. And it just gets kind of confusing. So right up here, close inactive views. This lets actually just close everything but the current view you're in. They don't go away. They just shut them down for right now. And that shuts them all down. So you only have one tab that's open now. That work for you guys? That work okay there, Ace? Okay, good. So now that's an introduction to the very, very basics of Revit. So that's what we have right there. So that's how we have that working right there. That working okay, guys? Okay. So far, so good. Okay, so you guys are doing great. Now, what we're going to do next is now that we got the very, very basics of working with Revit, we're going to close this. We're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Close. Yeah, oh, so to do this, you go up here where it says File. Right underneath the letter R here
there's a blue, a blue button that says file, click on that. And we're going down here and click on close. When you click on close, it's going to say, do you want to save change? You're going to say no. And it's going to close out and you get right back to here. Now, this is how you're going to basically close projects, and now you're ready to open another one. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to download what we're going to do right now for tonight, we are actually going to draw this room. We are going to draw this room. So we got to do a couple things. First of all, we have to first of all understand what it is. This is a pretty simple room. It's got 4 walls, okay? It's got 1 door. It's got tables. It's got chairs. It's got PCs. It's got whiteboards. We are going to put this into Revit, okay? So we're gonna do that right now. Now to do that, there's a couple things we need to have happen. Let's see here. Would you mind turning the lights on? And that's Calvin, right?
Yes.
All right, Calvin, thanks. All right, what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna go old school on you now because that's ain't no school like the old school. But you've got this right now. I've got this right here. I've got these different things. Now, what I've got in my hand right here is something that actually, when I first bought it, was about $300. Probably still is about $300, but this is called a Leica Disco. This thing right here. This is a high quality instrument right here that does this. See that? And that gives me an exact measurement. Okay, from there to there. Okay, this is. We used to measure buildings, okay? I still do sometimes. I just did one in Rochester not too long ago. But when you're measuring buildings, we measured, the first building we measured for real was in Brooklyn, New York. 1.1 million square feet, you know, in the middle of 5 housing projects. Okay, and we went down there and we measured this thing. It took us all summer. I was down there with my son, who is now an architect. He must have liked it because he's an architect now, but he went ahead and did this. And so we did this day and night for 1.1 million square feet. Okay, we did all the walls, all the doors, all the windows, every toilet fixture, every sink, every room label, and every room number. It was huge. Okay, now to give you an idea as far as what this looks like, just to give you an idea, this kind of fun thing here. So this is actually what we did. Over here, I'm going to show you this, and I have one more thing that I have here. And what this is the Woodhull project. Woodhull, boy, it was crazy. So now I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to open up AutoCAD. And so AutoCAD, this is to show you what this looks like, okay? Just to show you what this project, you know, was. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a couple measurements for this class. We'll write them down. And we'll go ahead and do that. So I'll give you guys a chance to work with these because they're actually kind of fun. Now, this is what we have right here. This is the, okay, we'll ignore that. And this is what it looked like, okay? So this is the floor plan right here. Now, that floor plan right there actually is showing you the basics right there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a dimension here. I'm going to do a dimension from the far end here. We go all the way to the far end here, just to show you what we were dealing with here. You know, here, and that tells me that that's 727 feet and 11 inches. 727 feet. All right. That's like 2.5 football fields. Okay. This is what we were measuring in the basement. We'd never done this before. I almost walked out. I looked at this thing and said, this is insane. And but we actually solved that space. We walked out of it with a pretty good size check. It was pretty cool. Now, so how do you do that? How do you do that? Okay, well, here's the thing. Whenever you're working with buildings, whenever you're working with space, you have to have some kind of starting point. Now, because we're not doing this whole building, this room's easy. All we have to do is get the crossways both ways. So we have to get the width and we have to get the depth. That's all we have to get. So let me show you how this works. I'll let you guys try this yourselves. It's actually kind of cool here. But this is a disco. I got another one right here. I got 2 distos right here. I've also got a tape measure if you want to go old school, which you can go right across. But if you want to do measure, I'll tell you what, let's do this right now. Need a volunteer. Volunteer. Okay, come on over here. All right. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go old school here. Okay. So what we're going to do right now
is, can you retake? You pretty good about that? Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll let you take the good side. I'm gonna take this, we're gonna go side to side here. And I think this will go all the way. You just run out,
Just about.
what
Yeah,
are you at right now?
that's 312 right there, which is 26 feet.
26 feet, okay, okay, that's not gonna work then. So, we ran into the same problem we ran in the field, okay? The 26 feet doesn't get us there, okay? So what do you do then? Well, this is why you have a distill, okay? And the distill will actually, its range is actually supposed to be, I want you to stay up here for a second here, I'm gonna show you something else here. Good. Once you use one of these, you'll never go back. But what you got right here, let me show you this. If this is a distill, okay, so when you hit this button, that's your power button here. Now, what this is showing you is a graphic of this thing right here. That's the rear right there of the actual device, and you're gonna shoot right from one end to the other, okay? So it's really easy, all you have to press this button. So I'll do the first one, and then you can do the next one. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna put this right here, and we'll click. Now, there we have it, right there, that's well, boom, boom, pretty straightforward, and there's actually a level on here to make sure you got the distance, to make sure you're actually where you should be. So watch this, gonna go here, with that going there, I click it. Here's a little beep. Now, what's that dimension?
28 feet and 11 and 5/8 inches.
Yeah, 28 feet, 11 and 5, so just shy of 29 feet, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and want to clear that out. And we'll go ahead and do this. Okay, and now I want you to try the same thing, just hold it up against there, you get the feel of it, that little thing kind of like goes right up against it. You kind of get it flat against there, hold it, like this whole thing, it's like a tripod, kind of goes right, feel that? It settles right in, and then what you want to do is you want to click that button there. There you go, and then keep it steady and hit it again. Okay, tell me what your measurement is.
I got 28 feet, 11 and 3/4 inches.
Okay, so we're within like a 16, you know, or an 8, yeah. So anyway, so what we just did there, anyone else want to try it? It's actually kind of cool. And then we do another one. Anyone? Hey, come on, it's actually kind of cool. So 28 feet 11. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record these just so we can get a good you can take a seat, thanks. And let's see here. So what we're doing right now is we're just recording this because as you're out in the field, you want to make sure you're getting this. So our first dimension was 28 feet, 11 and 5/8 inches. The second one was 28 feet, 11 and 3/4 inches. Okay, so we got that. Let's try it again. So what you want to do is let's clear that. So to clear this, we hit clear. And what you want to do is you're going to hold this just like this against the wall, like that. Okay, stand on my side, then you hit this big green button. Let's go ahead and do that. And what you do here, you can imagine when you're in the field, you want to make sure that you're getting a good dimension. So you usually hit it more than once because it's really easy when you order 14 hours to kind of like, write something there. Boom, 28, 11, 5/8. So now we're talking right now that we've got a data set that's reliable. Okay, so we got that. Does this make sense? Okay, now that's going painted surface to painted surface. Now here's the thing. I'll explain how you get the wall thicknesses later. Okay, that there's a secret to it. There's a mystery. Okay, that we found out how to do it. Okay, it's actually, but I'll show you that later. Now we got to get the other dimension. So do you know the volunteer here? Anybody at all? Okay, come on up here. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is for this one. Let's see here. What you want to do is what you're gonna do here again. How this works is this right here. So you got that. So what you're gonna do is you do this. You would click on this. And then you do this, you click on that, and that's somewhere in that area right there. So you hit the clear button. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put it right up here and shoot right across. All right? See what you get right there.
Yeah, left of
30 feet. Oh, yes. Okay, 9 inches underneath. Okay, so 9 and 1/8 inch. Okay. All right, 30 feet, 9 and 1/8 inches. Okay, good. Sounds good. Anyone else want to give it a shot? All right, yeah, come on. All right. Now, here's what the display looks like this right here. Okay, so it tells you what that is, and you're shooting from the back of this right here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to clear it. Clear it right there. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold it up against the wall and click this big green button. So you think you set the same location there? Yeah, okay.
Just last one like this one.
That's fine right there, yep.
This one.
The big green one, yep.
Right here, right?
Yep, you got it. And just hold it straight. Hit the button.
Which one?
The big green one?
This one.
Okay, let's see here. All right. Okay, let's just do this. We'll clear it out. All right, try it again. Let's see, hit the big green button twice. So take a look at it, hit it once. There it is. Hit it again. All right, what do we got here? 30, yeah, dead on. 30 feet, 918. Okay, so we've got a good data set right now. So 30 feet, 918 is the actual, is the actual with this way, and we have the other. Now, at this point, we have all we need to get started, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw this. So how do we do this? It's actually quite easy to do. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to, first of all, I'm going to, hey, Colin, would you mind killing the lights? All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of AutoCAD here. Now you have an appreciation for going 727 feet with one of those kind of things and trying to make sure it's accurate. All right, but back here to Revit. Now what we have to do is I spent some time preparing a template for us. Now a template's going to have the basic elements that we need. Okay, so it's got essentially walls, doors. In this case, it's going to have desks, monitors, stuff like that. So those are all going to be in the template. So we're going to go back to Brightspace. We're going to download that template. So let's go to Brightspace. Now to get there, if you go down here and what is it? Is this called Edge? Is that what they call it? This application, is that called Edge? I think it is. Okay. So what we're going to do is back to here. And I've got this right here. It's called CAD Classroom Template. You guys all seeing that? We're going to download that. So find the CAD Classroom Template. And we're going to hit this drop down here and we're going to go to download.
Wait, what's that on there?
Okay, it's back out here under Revit Basics. Yep. And it's called the CAD Classroom Template. Anyone else having trouble finding that? You guys getting that? Give me a thumbs up if you guys found it. All right, got that there. Casey, you got that there? Okay, let's make sure you got that. And so that is the CAD Classroom Template. So this is located, let's go to Revit Basics right here. And it's the CAD Classroom Template, it's the arrow right here. And yeah, click down on the title. Okay, now what happened is that went to your downloads, okay? Now, the fact that it went to your downloads means we got to look for it in downloads. So what we're going to do is, now, this is the thing. I'm just going to, this doesn't impact me. It's going to impact you. To avoid confusion, I'm giving you templates for everything, okay? It is possible to double click on a template. It's going to create more work for you. So the way you want to do this is simply start a new project and select the template that we just downloaded. So this is what we're going to do every time. Rather than double clicking on that, we're going to do it this way. We're going to go back to Revit and we're going to go over here. We're going to go here where it says new. So click over here where it says new. You guys all set there? All right. So click on new and it's going to ask you for a template file. Now the template file is not this one. This is a default that Revit uses. We don't want that. We want to go to browse. So click on browse. And we're going to go browse out to our desktop. So go to your desktop here. And then you want to go to your downloads. Desktop and then downloads. And under downloads, you're going to see CAD Classroom. How you guys doing there? You guys got it? So click on CAD Classroom and click open. Should look like that. And then click OK. And it's going to open up with a blank screen. Now, here's what we're going to do now. Now we know what the size of this is. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to, Casey, is that working okay? Okay. Now, what we're going to do right now, we are going to put in, well, one thing we didn't do is we didn't get a height for these walls. Okay. So I'm going to do that real quickly. So yes, you're easily done. We just go here and you do this and do that. All right, they're 9'11", so essentially they're 10 feet. They're the 10 feet. What's that now? They are. We're not going to get that fancy yet, though. Unless you guys want to stay here till 11, I think you do. So we're just going to keep this one real simple. So we're going to make it just 10. And although that's probably, what do you think that is over there? That's 8.5, maybe. Let's see what that is. We're going to use that one instead. That's a good eye. Good eye. And let's try that one. So I'm going to go here. And this is why these things are so helpful, man. You got these right here. You can just do a ton of work and you can get stuff done really easily.
Yeah, you just.
I hit it right here? Yeah. That's not gonna work. Okay. You know what happened when we were on the field, that kind of thing would happen, and you'd have some bogus dimension, you did something you didn't intend to. And then you're like 4 or 5 hours down, and you're thinking, something went wrong here, and you gotta try to figure it out. So that's why you've gotta keep your eyes open. As you guys just did, and save us all from some frustration there. Okay, now that's an 8-foot ceiling, 8.5 inch, make it 8 feet. All right, so we got that. So now, what do we do here? We put in some walls, huh? We're gonna put in some walls, and the dimensions are the easiest part, because we know what they are. Dimensions are here, we know it's 28 feet 11 this way, and we know it's 30 feet 918 this way, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that in. So what we're gonna do right now, we're just gonna simply do this. First of all, over here, there is a tool called wall, right up here. You guys see it? Click on wall. Now, when you click on wall, it says basic wall generic 12 inches. Now that means this is just kind of like a simple concrete masonry wall, okay? That would probably 12 inches though would more or less be an exterior. So let's change that to 8. So to do this, we're going to click this arrow and we're going to make this, let's just use generic 8 inches. You guys see that? Choose generic 8 inches. Okay, now here's the thing where this gets really good. When you're working in Revit, you then have a choice of what kind of tool you want to use. You can either just do a basic line where you just make zigzags, whatever, or you can make a rectangle. This room's a rectangle, so it's probably going to be easy to do a rectangle. So before we do that though, before we start to draw the rectangle, let's do one other thing over here. First of all, you see this right here? Okay, first of all, let me do this, pull this over. Okay, right here, see this says top constraint, unconnected. That's the height of the wall. What's the height of the wall right here? What's that? Ours is 8 feet, but what's this one say? And what's it say underneath it though? 20 feet. Okay, so if we drew this without changing that, we would have a 20-foot wall here, and it would be a little bit disorienting because that's not accurate at all. So let's change this. Click right here and click on the number 20 and type in the number 8 and press enter. Okay, so what we just did there, we did our first Revit customization. We made the walls 8 feet instead of being 20 feet. Now, check this out. Now what we're going to do here, watch what I'm doing. Follow the red bouncing ball. We're going to go up here. You guys see this rectangle? So click on rectangle, and we're just going to go ahead and just pick 2 points. Don't even worry about the size. Just pick 2 points. Deliberately don't make it the right size. Just go ahead and just make it completely inaccurate. Just pick 2 points and then click the modify arrow. Yeah.
What are these, what are those things?
Those are elevation markers. Okay, now when you're working, that's a great question. When you're working with Revit, you're going to be coming across different things that are typical construction convention, building convention. One of those is your elevation markers. And what the elevation marker does is this, it's saying that, okay, if I'm standing here and I'm looking in this direction, what would I see? And it would show you this wall. That's what an elevation does. So that's what's happening right here. So those happen automatically. They go okay?
Yep.
Okay, so now let's talk about how to make this happen right here. So first of all, we did our depth. Now the depth would be, I would say probably this would be the front and to the back, okay, kind of a thing. And we can do front is right here and back is right here. So we measured that, and that's supposed to be 30 feet 9 1/8. Okay, we'll just make it 30 feet 9. Actually, we'll just make it 31, just so we'll make it easy. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Now, how do we do that? Well, let me show you what you want to do. What you want to do is to make that happen, you're going to go ahead and you're going to click on this right wall. Click on the right wall over here. And when you click on the right wall, you're going to notice something. What it does right there is it gives you this dimension right here. Now, this is dimension going from here to here. Now, that's actually not the one that we want, okay? That's actually one going from this side to this side. Now, we found out what that one is though too. And that one is supposed to be 2811. So let's do that one first one over here. And let's just make it 29. What is round? So let's go ahead and make that one, make that 29. So just go ahead and click on the number that you have there and make it 29. Just type in 29 and press enter. And it's going to do that. So we did there, we're okay?
Yep.
Okay.
So what we did there is we made that 29. Okay? So this is telling us that, that these two walls, essentially there's that wall and that wall, they're 29 feet apart right now. Okay, you guys with me so far? Right now. So the next thing we said we're going to do is we're going to do 31. We're going to do 31 feet. So that means we have to click on this one. So click on the top wall. Click on the top wall. Yeah.
I think we'll let just measure that up too.
Oh, okay. Let's just, okay, I'll get to you in a second. Well, let's click on this one and change this one by clicking there and typing in 31 and press enter. So it's 31 by 29 and then click on your modify arrow. All right, who had an issue there? Okay. Should we get this going here? Okay.
I have a thing, came in super tiny, so.
Okay, close out of there. And what happened there is you've got a real dimension in there. You made a real dimension. That's the only thing that's different. So what you want to do is do this. When you got this, just go ahead and click this undo right there. Click it again. You want to get rid of that dimension entirely because you put in a permanent dimension and that's fine. Let's go ahead and click on this. We're just going to do the blue one. Click there. Click right there. Now down here, type, click right there. And what did we say? That was going to be 31. Is that it? Or, yeah, that was 31, right? Or, no, that's, wait, which one's that? Side to side is 29. So check the 29, okay. Good. And then you want to click on the top one. And you're going to change this right there. And that was going to be 30.
That was 31.
That was 31, yeah. Yep. And then click your modify arrow. Okay. All right. Okay, hit your escape key. And we did one thing that, and we just want to change this to the rectangle.
I'm used to some of the summary.
Nope, that's a line. There, yep, it's right there, and just click 2 points. Okay. Get on there. Okay, you got to click on the wall. Okay, and let's use rectangle. Okay, click the point right here. Okay, click your mouse, yeah. Are you right? Okay. Yes. See what's going on, it doesn't like something. All right, let me hop in for a second, something that doesn't like something here. So let me, see what we can fix here. Okay, yeah, I'll take this one, so I guess. Doesn't like something here. Okay, a couple things. First of all, when we got into this, we the wall and we changed this to 8 inches. That's the first thing we did. All right, so we got that. Next thing, we made this 8 feet, and that's good. So it looks good so far. Right here. Okay, just click it. Yeah, just click on one point and click another, just like that. So just click and let go. All right. Now at that point, what we're going to do is we're going to click on this one right here. And that dimension, again, it's going side to side, and that one's going to be, this one's going to be 29. So, so click on that 74 feet 6 and make that 29. And press enter. Perfect. Click the top wall. And the one on the right, you're gonna click on that on the blue dimension on the right, click there, type in 31. And press enter. Perfect. You got it. Press your escape key or click on the modify arrow, and we're good to go there. So what do we do there? What we right now have here is some space that we just put together. We made this room. Now let's just take a look at it in 3D to verify, just to orient ourselves. So to do this, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And then here is what you want to look at. Up here, there is a little icon up here that looks like a 3D house. Okay. And if you click on that, it's going to give you a 3D view, just like that. I'm not sure what that is. Do you guys have that ceiling there too? That's okay. Just click on it and delete it. Click right on that ceiling and press your delete key. I left that in there from last night when I was working on this. So okay, you guys all have this, look like this basically. Yes, you guys can just click on that ceiling and press your delete key. All right, you guys all get rid of it? Is that gone now? Ace, you got that? Is that gone? Okay, let's make sure we got that there. Okay, Carl, we're okay? Okay, good. So what we got going on right there is, when I was mounting this last night, I actually didn't erase the ceiling. So that's all that was. Okay, so now we're seeing, okay, there's our room. Now that we've got that, we can put in the basics that we have right here. So let's go back to the level one. Go back to level one here. Go back to level one. And again, we're looking at this essentially, we're saying that the top is the front of the room and the bottom down here is where the door would be. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, let's put in the door. Now the door, let's do a quick measurement here. Okay, let's do probably 36-inch door, probably 36 by 84 is what I'm thinking. So let's see here. All right. Okay, who wants to get a measurement on that? Anyone waxing bold? Make me do it. Okay, that's fine. Let me do it. So we're gonna go over here, and this is actually, that is a 36-inch door opening, and that's probably gonna be, I'm guessing right now. Front door. Yeah, that's actually that's an 8-foot door, 36 by 9 foot. Because it's commercial, probably code. Okay, so that's a 36 by 96-inch door, but you know what? I don't think there's one in there, so we're not gonna worry about that. We'll just put in the closest we got. So to do that, we're gonna go over here to our door. So go up here to door. And 36 by 84, that's gonna work fine. So the only thing we can do though is like this one doesn't have a window in it. So let's click this drop down here. Click the little arrow here. Let's see if there's any windows. No, there aren't. No, there's none with windows. So we'll just use this. We'll just use the 36 by 84 because we don't have that. We'll go right here. Because it'll say, in the preview, it'll actually show you whether there's a window or not, but it doesn't have in this project. But the thing is, we could easily do that. Now, let me show you something here. As you put your cursor here, you're going to notice as you put it on this wall, are you guys seeing how it's kind of trying to center it perfectly? As you kind of like take it, it's kind of doing it automatically for you. You see how mine's saying 14'6". Yours is going to say the same thing. You guys will see in that? Does that make sense? Now, here's the thing. It's trying to read your mind. It's trying to figure out, oh, I'll bet you want to center that door here. Okay, here. And it kind of figures that you want to do that. So go ahead and we'll click that. And that door swing is actually accurate. That's actually how it's supposed to be. It actually swings out that way. If you take a look at the door, you'll see that's how it swings. All right. Make sense? All right, you guys with me so far? All right, so now what have we done? We have created a floor plan, and we created a floor plan with a door. Let's go and take a look at it in 3D. So go up here to the tab, take a look at it in 3D, and there it is. Okay, so now what I would do later on in the project is I would actually go ahead and shop around on the internet until I found a door that actually had a window in it, and I'd go ahead and put that in there. Right now I don't have it, so I'm not going to worry about it. So we'll go back to level one. So we're back to here. Now, at this point, we're looking pretty good. Now, what else does this room need? We talked about this. It needs desks. Now, the size of these desks, I made kind of a generic assumption on these. These are all individual. That's interesting. I didn't think they were. Okay, so they're all individual. So I think I left my tape measure over here, didn't I? Or where did I put it? Oh, I left it. There it is. There you go. Should have hit me. Okay, now, so what we got here, okay, this right here, that is 36. So it's a 3-foot desk by 24, 36 by 24. Okay, so there's 36 by 24. The one I made is actually different. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 36 by 24. So what we're going to do right here is we will go ahead and we'll put one in, and then we're going to adjust it. So how do we do this? Well, let me show you. It's actually kind of cool here. Watch this. When you're working with Revit, one of the things you're able to do is you're able to put in things like desks and chairs and so forth. And so to do this, on the architecture tab, there is an item here called component. Just click on component, and you're going to notice that it shows you, I think you're going to see, are you guys going to see an Dell flat pad monitor right there? All right. So we don't want that. So what you want to do is click this little arrow here. And going down here, we're going to go down here. You got these student desks. And that's a 36 by 24-inch desk. We're going to go ahead and scroll down here. Keep on scrolling down. Yeah, this is what we want right here. You got this table. Yeah, table. Let's see, which one do we want here?
Oh, table rectangular, this one we want. You guys see this one, table rectangular, 36 by 36, it looks like it's wood. You guys all seeing that? Colin, you seeing that? Ace, you seeing that? Okay, so we scroll down here and we're gonna click on that, click on 36 by 36 rectangular. And that's interesting, okay. Now we're gonna go ahead, we're going to just drop it just like that. Just drop it there for right now, and then you're gonna click on modify, all right? So what we just did there is we put it in, but it's wrong, we know it's wrong. So since it's wrong, how do we fix it? Well, we fix it by actually changing its width and its depth, okay? Well, its depth is what we need to change. 36 is right, we want to change the depth. So how do we do this? Click right on this object. Click right on that object and it highlights in blue. Remember what I said about blue? That means it's active. Right now it's on the easel. Right now it is waiting for us to do something to it. So here's what we're going to do. Watch this. Over here, we have this table rectangular. We want a 36 by 24 inch. If only there was a way for us to override the values in Revit to bring in something else. We're going to go here where it says edit type. Click on edit type. And this pops up, table rectangular. Now what we're going to do right here is we're going to go here to where it says duplicate. You guys see this right here? Duplicate. And you see where I'm going with this right now? We're going to duplicate this. We're going to rename it 36 inch by 24 inch, and we're going to give it a different depth. So click on duplicate. And here it is, 36 by 36 inch. We're going to make it 36 by 24 inches. Like that, 36 by 24 inches. You guys with me? Got that, Colin? Yeah, everyone good? Okay. Click on OK. Now, we're not done because guess what? The height's 2'6", which is about right. That's about the right height. The length is 3 feet, and we have to change the width here. Let's go to change the width to 2. Just type in 2 and click apply and click OK. And look at that. Can you guys see it changed? You guys will see that now? That work okay there? Ace, that work okay? What's that? 2 feet, yeah. Okay, now what we got to do now, we have to take these, yeah. It won't let you click apply. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's see here. Okay, 2 feet. Okay, you're gonna go click OK. Okay, you're good. Sometimes you click apply, sometimes you hit OK. In your case, sometimes, but in this case, it took anyway. Okay, so now, let's take a look at these. So we have, in each one of these rows, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? The first one is set, let's do a measurement here. Let's find out what the distance is from here to there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick measurement here from this desk right here. Let's do this, let me shot here. Now I'm coming up with, that's 9 feet. So this one is 9 feet, okay? And it comes right across there. So we're gonna go 9 feet from this back wall. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. So let's do that. And so to do this, I'll show you how to do this without it being, now let's see, you guys are reversed right here. I think I'm reversed. So what I want to do is looking at from you guys, we'll start by putting it right down here. We'll put it right here, right there, and then we'll pull it up so it's 9 feet off. So to park that, let me show you what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to click on it. And then we're going to, now to move it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to, if you hover your cursor right here over the lower right corner, can you see that my icon is turning into a 4 pointed arrow? It's got north, south, east, and west like a compass. Can you guys see that little? Okay, that's your move icon. So I'll put my cursor right there. I'll click on that. It's going to drag it right down into the corner. Just drag it right down so it sits right in that intersection, roughly right there. And it might not go in perfectly. Just leave it right there. As a matter of fact, it probably won't. But is that okay? You guys got it there? Roughly in the corner? Kind of, sort of? Okay. Now let's click on it and we'll do the same thing. We're going to pull it up. We're just going to pull it up like this. And we'll stop right around there. Now at that point, it's not giving me the dimensions that I want. So I have to change that, okay? So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna place it somewhere right there. Don't worry about it. We'll get it exactly where we want it right now. Now, what we have to do is we have to change what are known as the witness lines, okay? So this witness line right here, it's this little blue circle. You guys see a little blue circle there? Okay, click on little blue circle and you're gonna drag it right onto the edge of this. So it's on the face of it. You guys see that? That makes sense? You guys got that? So then you're going to grab this other one. You're going to grab this one. You have this one. You're going to drag this one down so it's on the inside of the wall right here. If we got that. Now that one didn't get there. You might have to click it once or twice so it's actually touching this wall right here. Can you guys see how that is right now? So you want to get it so it's on the edge of the wall. Anyone having trouble with that at all? And it's going to give you something. And what you're doing now is you're measuring from the corner to the edge. Is that making sense? Okay, okay, when you take it, okay, you want to get it and okay, so you want to take it and drag it right down. It's going to go right to there and then click right on the little circle. And it's going to go to the inside of the wall, the outside of the wall, and then the midpoint. You see that right there? Click right on it. Is that working? Okay, now notice how fat and chunky the walls are. They're really thick. It's a really, like it was drawn with a really, what's that now? Not working? Okay, we'll get it there. And the, yeah, this is a little bit fussy and we'll get there, but there's a little bit, sorry about that. Okay, so what you want to do here is you're working with this, you got that one and yeah, that's perfect. And then we're going to grab this one. So we're going to click on this one and we're going to take it, we're going to release it right there. And then to toggle through, you click right on it once, and then that's it right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh, so you have to bring it down here to
Mhm.
reset it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, you have to, you're overriding it. And then to make this a little bit more visible, this right up here will thin your lines out. It looks like a thick, thin lines thing, so you do that, and they're a lot thinner. So you do that, and see that right there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you want it to look like. How are we doing there? Okay, I see this is, I'm gonna show all you guys this.
Thank you.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's, okay, so what you got here, yeah, it looks like you got it. Yeah, let it go right there. Okay, then just click right on the little blue circle. Click right on it. All right. Okay, hit your escape key. Because we're not putting in a dimension right now. And now click, yeah, you got it. Now stop. You're good. Now click on this right here to get rid of that. I'm sorry, that's right there, and that'll thin your lines out.
Yeah.
Okay, now click on the desk again.
So, zoom out.
There it is. Okay.
Okay. I don't even know.
Okay, let's hit your escape key. And, okay, click right on there. Okay, now what you want to do is, okay,
I have that one there, I have this one here.
click right on that. There it is. Okay, now, and then, okay, that's all you want. And then when you further click right on this right here. That's good. Oh, yeah, thin your lines. I want to click on this, so thin your lines. Right
Oh,
here. Yeah. And click right on the desk again. There it is. So just leave it. Okay, right? You got it. That's exactly it. Okay, and then you want to thin your lines out. To thin the lines out, it's this icon right here, to the left of my finger, click right there. And it'll thin your lines out, right to the left of my finger. Right here, there you go. Thin lines. Now click on that again. There you go. Yeah, your thin lines are something that'll really help you a lot here. That working for you? Okay, good. Got that? Perfect. Got that, McCall? Yes, you do. All right, so now that we got this, we want to set these so they're exactly 9 feet off. So you're going to click on this so it turns blue. You're going to change this number. It says 7'2", you're going to make that 9. So click right on here. You're going to type in 9 and press enter. And that's exactly where you want it to be. That makes sense? Now what we want to do is we want to create a row. Okay, so we're going to do that. So to do this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on this. So click right on that object, and then we're going to go over here to copy. Copy is right here. Please look at where my cursor is up here. Copy looks like this. Hold your cursor over this icon, and you'll see that it says copy. Anyone having trouble seeing that? I clicked on this first. And then you go over here. You guys all seeing this?
Yep.
Okay, now, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna click on the copy command. Now, the copy command, the first thing it wants us to do, if you look down here, please look at my cursor. Down here at the lower left corner, it says click to enter the move start point. This means, how do you want to grab this object? We're going to grab it by its lower right corner. So put your cursor down here and you'll see a purple square that says endpoint. You guys see that? Click there, and we're going to copy it right to the edge here, right there. And then we're going to click right here again. And we'll click right here again. You follow me? And then when you're done, click the modify arrow. They're working okay? Okay, anyone having trouble with that? All right, okay, I'm gonna back this up. We're gonna do this one more time. Now, by the way, let me show you something here. This is like every other application in the world in that it has an undo command. So first of all, click the modify arrow to end what you're doing. And then look where my cursor is right here. If you put anything in and it didn't work, undo it until you're back to this one object. Do you guys all see the one desk right now? Okay. If they're right, just leave them. I got the impression everyone got them wrong. So I'm just going to show us to everyone who didn't get them right. If you got them right, just leave them. If you need help, I'm going to repeat it again. Okay. Ace, how we doing there? Okay, well, that's what you want. You want to have 4 of them. So what we're doing right now, for those that didn't get this to work, please look at my cursor right here. Don't look at your phones, please. If you guys could please put your phones away. I'm trying to teach right now. That would be great. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to click right here on this object right here. Okay. So with that in place right now, we're going to go here to copy. All right. Now, when you start the copy command, you have to select where you want to start it from. So we click here, and then we want it to go here. You want to just line these up right next to each other. And the little purple square shows up, and you just go ahead and do that till there's 4 of them. And once you've got them, you click on modify. Okay, so it should look like that when you're done. All right. And you guys already got that? Looks good, looks good, okay. Looks good. It's good. Okay, let's do this. All right, so what you want to do is you want to, okay, first of all, click on the object. And then you want to zoom in a little bit closer. Okay. Now copy is right there. So you click on copy, go down and grab the lower right corner of the object. Click. And then pull it over to the left. And grab the lower, the fourth. You'll see the corner light up. Pull it down there. Click. Okay, you got 2 on that. Hop up for a second here. And then go like this. Yeah. Okay, so we do this, and when that's there, we're going to go to copy. Now, when you copy, the first thing it says is click to enter new start point. That means how do you want to grab it? So it's like working with a block. So I'm going to grab the lower right corner here, and then I want to just bring it right to here. And then went to here, and then went to here like that. And so that's we got modified. And that's we get that. All right. And okay, now we're going to do, so we don't lose this work, we're going to save this now. So to save this, we're going to just go up here. We're going to save it to our desktop for right now. So we'll go up here to File. Where it says File. So click on File. And then we go down here to Save As. File, Save As, Project. File, Save As, Project. Okay, now, it might be defaulting to downloads. You don't want to go there. Let's go over here to our desktop. Okay, now what we're going to name this one, we're going to call this CAD Classroom. And we want it to be a Revit file. So you can get rid of the .rte, you don't need that. So just CAD Classroom, and it's going to be, and then what you want to do is you want to put in a dash and then put in your last name. Typically, I have you do this all in capitals. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to make it all capitals just because that's how I typically do the format with this right here. Anyone need the lights on for this? Okay, okay, so you do that. So you just put your last name in like that, because this, you guys are gonna turn this in tonight. Yeah, so what we're doing, we're gonna save this to the desktop. And then we'll also save this to our S drive a little bit later, but for right now, we'll just save it right here. So save it, click the save icon, and then we're good to go there. All right, anyone need a hand saving it? Okay. Okay, yeah, that's not, okay, hop up for a second here, because that is, that means that, yeah, okay, so we're gonna do here is, yeah, this is number two, so we know right here. You will stay with us to make sure that we.
Is that like the?
We do the same thing. Not as interesting. I didn't like you said, we did the first something that we did for you. You move it down. I did stay 6 hours. I was in the library from 1 o'clock to like 5:30. I have this like hybrid class. All the hybrid people always give me so much work. They're just listening while I'm chapters 1 through 3. I have 4 days to read.
What class is it?
Wellness exercises. It's like a.
That's, yeah.
I have 3 classes. I had 3 classes this morning, 10 minutes between each class.
And then you have a file.
Yes. 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock and 10:30. Why don't you just go home and do the work? You try to honestly know what help.
There's a lot of small money that is, over my eyes, I think it's so.
All right, we are in business. Let me get this one. Yeah, if you were mode, we'll just say you are in business. Okay, good. All right, now, and I just want to wrap this up and then we'll get these last couple of things in here and then we'll turn this in for tonight. Okay, so next we're going to do now that we have these properly positioned, what we want to do is we want to take these and we want to copy them. Okay, so to do this, you've got these 4 right here. Now let me show you how you want to select them. Okay, because this is really quite easy. But before we do, let's take a look at the distance that we have between these, okay? Because each of these rows, there are 3 rows in each side. And the distance between these is actually, looks like that's 51 inches. And let's see what's saying here. One. Not real consistent. Let's make them 4 feet. 4 feet will divide the difference, so make it easy. Okay, now, couple different things about this. To do this, what we're going to do now is we're going to select these 4 desks. Now to select them, please look at what I'm doing right now. You're just going to click your mouse and hold it down and drag it till all 4 turn blue. So that means you click and hold your mouse down until all 4 turn blue. Let me know. Okay, you guys good? Got that, Ace? Okay. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to copy this again. So to do this, we're going to go to copy. So click right. Please look where I'm at. I'm going to go to copy. And I'm going to pick a point. So I'm going to pick this lower left corner again here. I'm going to go up here. So I'm going to pull it up here. And when I pull my cursor up, the distance is, oh, I went to the wrong corner. So you know what? I can't type in 4 feet. I have to add 2 feet because I picked from the lower left corner. So that's fine. So instead of typing in 4, I'm going to type in 6. So type in 6 and press enter. And it's going to go and give you that. All right. And then you just go ahead and pull your cursor up again like this. And you're going to type in 6 again, like that. And it's going to give you those rows like that. Should give you those rows just like that. How are we doing there? Let me know if anyone, so essentially you're grabbing them and then you're picking a place to start. You're telling it you want to go 6 feet directly above, and then you click, you type in 6 and press enter, pull the cursor up again, press 6 and press enter. So how are we doing there? That work? Working okay? Okay, Case, that doing okay? All right, Ace, that okay? Okay, good. All right, now what we're gonna do now, okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take these, we're gonna mirror them. Okay, when you're working, very easy to use the mirror command, okay? So what we're gonna do right now is to select all of these. Easiest way to do it is take your cursor and click here and pull it down like this to select all of them, like that. Let's go ahead and select all those. Yeah.
Is it fine if one's a different color?
Click your modify first and then try it. You might have one selected that's not supposed to be, so click on modify and try it. If it's a different color, it shouldn't be. Okay, let's just mirror it and we'll see what you might have 2 on top of each other. So it might not be a big deal. All right, so does everyone have those all selected? Should be 12. I'm taking that as a yes. Okay. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to go up here. Now watch this. We're going to go up to this command right here. This is mirror draw axis. It looks kind of like a butterfly with a pencil. Couple of angel wings right there and a pencil. That's draw axis. So what this means right here, we're going to tell it what the actual dividing line is going to be. Dividing line is going to be the middle of that top wall. So click on mirror draw axis, and then it asks you where do you want to do it. So pull your cursor to you see a triangle right here. The triangle is the midpoint. All right. So pull your cursor, you see this triangle. You'll pull it down, you'll pull it straight down, and you're going to keep it straight. And when you keep it straight, you'll click, and boom, it'll go ahead and give you a mirror to the other side. Okay, let's see how we're doing here.
It's 15, 14, you just think that. Well, doesn't matter what it's from. Actually, no, just click on now and there, and you got 6 inches. Inches. There we go. No, that's got no. Because that's 13.6 and 15 instead of 14. Down with them both. There we go. All right, now. Shut up. Good. Yeah.
Now select all of those, click your mouse and drag over all four.
No, no, but it's not.
And go to top again,
Left side.
okay, and then grab the lower left corner,
That's fine. It's second off, so it's straight down, up and down.
Okay.
That's fine.
put your cursor straight on.
Yeah.
Then go over 6. Nope.
Yeah, you
cursor's
can on
off.
top of it.
Yeah.
I
Back to number 6, keep your hand up and mouse.
Click the 3D model.
Press that.
Yeah.
Okay, put the cursor straight up. Nope, nope, you gotta watch your mouse.
Yeah.
Take your hand off the mouse. Right, and
See that?
take your hand off the mouse. Okay. Make it straight. Now take your hand off the mouse. I tell my student. Oh, it's doing that. Okay, so. That's right. Okay, now. go ahead.
Just send PCs on.
Perfect. Okay, your escape key. Nicely done. Zoom out a little bit, the mirror. So to do this, we're going to press your escape key. Click on modify. Okay, now select, you can grab all of those. You got it now.
Right here.
Now one next to the fence.
That's what I'm, it's one focus.
That's one.
His thing is like that. It's like.
Now you got to hand down a little bit, so hold the wheel down, you're gonna go straight down. And hold it down. Very good. Now park your pressure on the top, top horizontal line. Yeah, okay, you let go, yeah. Okay. So we can touch it right here, so you see triangle, go on the right, keep the other up to the right.
Someone that PC and it was like.
Pull it straight down.
That's not
Good. Your escape key, and save it. Okay, let's save our work, everyone. And what we're gonna do now is, we'll save that.
Click save since we already.
You can just use save because it's got what it needs now. Now, we're gonna place the chairs. Now to place the chairs, we're just gonna go ahead and you guys have, you guys don't have arms on your chairs, right? They're armless? Okay, we'll just use task chairs. So we're gonna go here to component, click on the word component. And then we're gonna go here and we're gonna take a look for, up at the top, you'll see that there's a task chair right here. There's a chair dash task and a chair dash task arms. We're going to choose chair task. And what we're going to do is we're going to take it and you'll notice you got a chair right here and you can go ahead and just kind of pull it right down here. And you're going to place it right like that. And then you can just do the same thing. Go ahead and just go right down right down the line here as best you can. And they'll kind of line up automatically as you go along here. They're going to try to find a common point as you go along here. You'll see that it gives you 2 dashed blue lines like that. And like I got one that's out of line here, but I just use my arrow keys. I click on it, use my arrow keys to get that one up like that. And that is how we go ahead and place those. Looks like those are a little bit off. Grab those. All right, I'm just going to move those up. And I'm just using my arrow keys. When you select items, you can then use your arrow keys to move an item. Your arrow keys, which are on your key at the bottom of your keyboard. And that's how we go ahead and get our chairs in position. And then you just simply use the copy command like we did before to copy those to the other stations. Is that working, you guys? You guys got that working okay? No? All right. Armando, that working okay? And then we're going to select all the chairs and just copy them. And so once you get the hang of how to copy, you can just keep on using it over and over again. And then you get those in place and you're going to save it here. Yeah.
Where do I put the copy to? I should put it down.
Okay,
Yeah, I did this row.
right,
before. I clicked
okay,
one by one.
okay, start point, probably just go ahead and pick the top right corner of this one.
Right here.
Yeah, click right there and then pull it
When I
down.
do it for this one, since these are all.
Yeah,
hands right
yeah, just click that right there.
Oh, here's escape key. I'm not sure what's going on there. Escape keys that up to the audio, sorry, yeah. That'll work too. Okay, those are, I can modify to release those. Okay, let's select them again. Okay, good. And then go to copy. Yep, and the upper right corner. Click there. Pull straight down. You wanna click the upper right corner. Yep, click there. Somewhere there. Got it. Oh, geez. Good. Good.
Just look under.
Okay, all right.
You have the population or.
Yeah, and there is an undo. So if you guys are in the middle of something you're using undo, and I realize we're kind of just fast tracking. I'm just trying to give you some basics right now as far as how you do a fairly straightforward project right here. So got that, got these in place right now. And so we're learning how to copy and so forth. All right. That's good, all right. And okay, now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put these monitors on the desktops, okay? And it's the same process. We'll get one and then we can just copy it over. So to do this, we go up here to component and you're gonna go ahead and click on component and we're gonna click right down here. And one of the things we have here, it's actually called Dell Flat Panel Monitor. It's right here. Dell Flat Panel Monitor. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to click on that. And we're going to take this and we're going to put it right on the desktop here. And you'll notice that it's going to find the exact centroid of the desk when you touch the desk. It gives you a blue horizontal and a blue horizontal, blue vertical line. When you see it, you click. And then you'll notice that you probably don't see it. Okay, and the reason why you don't see it is because it actually right there, it actually is it's actually too low right now. So we'll fix that right now. So I'm gonna undo that and we'll go ahead and change its height. We'll make it 2'6" so it goes in. So to make it visible, just undo that. And now the undo, everyone, is right up here. Control Z is the other thing you can do, but let's undo that and we'll put this in again, only we're going to give it the proper height. So let's do this now. So don't worry about that one. If it didn't go in, we'll do it right now. So please follow this. We're going to go here. Yeah, question?
I don't have like the drop. Like where I can get like the.
Okay, so you just click on component there right now. And okay, you want to make sure you choose the Dell Flat Panel Monitor. And then the offset from host. Take a look up here, guys, everyone, please. I want you to look at my screen. Up here, what you want to do right now is the reason why it didn't show up is because it went right on the floor. So you couldn't see it because it's under the desk. And there's a lot of ways to fix that. But right now, since I'm just teaching you the very basics, we're just going to do it over again. So now the offset from host is 2.5. So type in 2.5. 2.5 is 2.5 feet, which is 2 feet 6 inches. So just go ahead and type in 2.5 as the offset from host. And then click apply. And then you'll be able to bring it right here. And again, like I said before, you will be getting these blue crosshairs right here. Let me just go ahead and bring it in just like I'm doing right now, like that. And we can just do it right across here. And we'll just go ahead and make sure it goes like this. Like that. Is that showing up, you guys? Okay. Okay, so
Okay, all right, yeah, okay, pressure escape, okay, up here. Okay, okay, yeah, you're, okay, go over here to view. Because you got your couple things are turned off right now, your project browser and your properties are gone. So go over here to the user interface on the far right and click the arrow. You want to put a check mark in project browser and put a check mark in properties. There you go. All right, now, what we're gonna do now is, yeah, architecture, and then you go to component, click right on it. All right, I'm gonna change that to the flat panel. Like the white one. Change this where it says offset from post, make that 2.5. It's actually 2 foot 6 inches what it is. It's 2.5, which is 2.5 feet, or 2 foot 6 inches. Yeah, but you don't want 2 foot 5 inches, it won't show up.
As long as it's a copy of the monitors, but I'll also copy the desk.
Okay, you want to select them. Easiest way is select one of them. And right click your mouse.
On this.
Yeah, right click your mouse and choose select all instances. Visible in view. Easiest way to do it. And then choose your copy.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, that's how you do it. That's how you get those in place. Yep. Okay, looks good. Looks good. All right. All right. Right. Okay, and then once you get then once you get those in, you're going to copy them to the other desks. Okay, and I'll let you guys do that. And again, to select them all, let me show you a little trick here. If you ever want to select all the objects at once, let me show you a little trick here. Watch what I do right now. Click on one of the monitors, and then you right-click your mouse and go here to select all instances, visible in view. What this is going to do, it's going to select all the monitors all at once. So you do that, all 8 get selected, and then you simply use your copy like we did before. So that is how we go ahead and make that work. And that is just a quick way to do that. And you could also, to select more than one item, if you click on one item and just hold your control key down, you could do it that way as well.
I'd still. Go over here and find somewhere where it's not highlighted, hold it yet, like down there, and I go all the way down. Yeah, and then we found. And you can top right corner of that one. Yeah. And I hit the top right corner of all the things.
Okay. All right, how are we doing here? Guys, we got those? And again, you know, the thing is, you're seeing right now that work with these. Yeah.
Right there, well, there you go. Then after the as you go on. After you take those moves, and then I mean, just.
Well, you take, first of all, a good location. So you want to, you don't want to pick where you want to go to, you want to pick what, like for instance, right now, not that. And you want to pick a point that's relative to the line. So pick the one point that's the one it's on, not. Well, in other words, what you're gonna do is if you don't do it that way, you're just gonna be just kind of stabbing in the dark. So you want to click on that, and then you go to copy. And then what you want to do is pick, not where it's gonna go, where you want to move it. So typically, yeah, that's fine, that's right there. Move it over and take it up. Move it up quick. There you go. It's good. And that's it. Okay, save your work. Okay, now what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take, you guys all set? Okay, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take a look at this right now we're gonna take a look at it in 3D and see what we've created so far. So to do this, we're going to do this. Let's go up here. Now, notice we've got this, this 3D house right here. And there's a little arrow to the right of it. See right here, I'm going to click there. Now, when I click there, there's a couple options. There's default 3D view, which is what we've been using. And then there's camera. Do you guys see the camera? Okay, you want to be right here. So click on camera. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to put the camera right here. So pull it down the lower left corner, click, and then pull it out because it's going to ask you where you want to look. You want to look in this direction and click. And then you're going to see you've got a view of the classroom. Looks like that. Now, the view of the classroom that pops up has these blue controls, and they let you go ahead and stretch it out, and you can get a look at what your class looks like. Seeing that? Yeah. So what you've just done is you've created this. Is everyone, you seeing that, Ace? Okay. Okay, good. Colin, you seeing that okay? All right, Casey, you seeing that? Okay, Armando? All right. All right, now let's go ahead and make this realistic. Go down here and make this realistic. And check that out. Now, this is pretty straightforward. It's not terribly complicated right now. But what we just did there is this actually is a representation of this room. And if you turned on the high-end Enscape rendering, this would look really, really, really cool. All right, so what we're going to do right now to finish this off, we're just going to do, we're going to put a floor in, and then we're going to put a ceiling in, and that's going to be it for tonight. Then this is easy to do. All right, let's go back to here. Go to your tab up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the tab that says level 1. So click on level 1. We'll go back to here. And then another way to end what you're in right now is just press your escape key. If you press your escape key, you won't see the camera lit up anymore. So just press your escape key. Modify and escape do the same thing. Now, we're going to make a floor. Now, to make a floor, it's actually very easy, okay? Because all we have to do is pick the two corners, okay? Because it's a rectangle. It's easy to do. So let's make a floor. To do this, you want to go up here to where it says floor. So click on floor. And then we're going to, now the floor we have is already selected. Floor, wood truss joist, 12-inch carpet finish. We don't have a carpet here, but what the heck? Let's take a walk on the wild side. And we're going to go over here and with that in place. Now, please look at my screen right now. This says this right now. It says level 1. The tool we want to use is this one, rectangle. Do you guys see where I'm at right here? Rectangle. We're not drawing a line. We're drawing a rectangle. So you click on rectangle, and then we're going to pick the lower left, the upper left corner, and then the lower right corner. And you'll see a purple rectangle is being formed. You'll click there. And once you're done, you have a choice of either clicking the X, which says abort, I don't want it, or the green check mark, which means you do. Click the green check mark, and it should look like that. Now, this is where it gets good. Go up here and take a look at the 3D view you have right here. All right. Press your escape key to release the carpet.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, work okay, Ace? No? Okay. All right. Casey, how's it going? All right. Colin, you doing okay? Yeah, you have to click the report.
So dumb.
Then press the lock button to end it, and click the 3D view that's at the top of the tab. It's right there. And you've already got, your ceiling slope, that's very good. So your ceiling didn't get erased, so you're good to go. Okay, last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put in a ceiling. Okay, so let me do one thing with yours right here. We'll put Gary's, please. Go to your, click on that little house right there. Click right on it. Okay, click. Okay. We need a couple things here. Okay, now last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put in the ceiling. Now, notice the ceiling right here, it's 2-foot squares. They're 2x2 acoustical ceiling tile. Pretty standard in classrooms. So that's what we're gonna put in right now. Let's go back to, now to do this, we gotta look at a different view. Now, let me explain something here. And this is the last thing we're gonna do for tonight. We're gonna hand these in. When you're working in Revit, Revit is very mindful of where you're at geographically. Right now, I'm on level 1. That's not level 1. That's the ceiling plan for level 1. So we have to go to the ceiling plan to put this in. When we do that, Revit will do the rest of it for us. So to do this, we're going to go over here to our project browser. Now in the project browser over here, what we're going to do is we're going to, over here, we're going to go over here. You see where it says ceiling plans right here? Can you guys see this? Click on level 1, double click on level 1. When you do that, it looks like this. Now, notice that the icon up here on the tab looks like a ceiling. It looks kind of like a acoustical ceiling with dimples on it, okay? So now we're going to do the exact same thing we did for the floor, only this is going to be the ceiling. Now over here, go here to ceiling, which is right here. Click on ceiling. And now the height offset from level, we said was going to be 8 feet. And look at this. This is already set up. Compound ceiling, 2-foot by 2-foot ACT, acoustical ceiling tile system. So we're good to go. Now over here, you've got the automatic ceiling, which is pretty straightforward. So all we got to do is this. Take it and just click right inside here. Okay, it's not doing it, is it? Okay, so it's not liking that. So that's okay. We're going to go over here. Let's use sketch a ceiling. Let's use sketch ceiling. And when you sketch ceiling right here, we're going to use the rectangle like we did before, okay? Rectangle. Only this time we're going to go inside to inside. See this? Inside. Look what I'm doing right here, inside to inside, just like this. And then once you've got that, click your green check mark. And it's going to do that. And then take a look at it in 3D. Yeah.
Would it matter if we did carpet, if we did inside, or would that have changed?
Yeah, the thing is, yeah, it would. What do we do then? That's a good question. That's a subtle question, because what you're asking right now is, where does a floor end? Okay, now, in a real project like this, we wouldn't have ended like that. Okay, because you're right on, okay? Because what we're doing right here, since we're doing a standalone piece, we just want to be outside. You could have gone to the inside too. And the only thing that would be different is when you look at it in 3D, you'd see the wall, and then you'd see the bottom of the wall, and then it would go into the floor.
Wow.
You follow me?
Yeah.
So that's why, if it looks that way, that's why it's doing it. Just making sense though? So what we just did there is we drew this room, all right? Wasn't that difficult? And you never touched a rubber before in your life, okay? So what you did is you measured it, you got it in place without a whole lot of duress. And then once we had that in place, we put in a door, we put in a desk, learned how to use copying, kind of adjusted around a little bit. And there's a lot more to refine this. I'm teaching you. I just want to give you some bang for the buck your first night. Okay, so you kind of saw, oh, this is how it works. Now, what you're going to want to do is if you have a flash drive, save this to your flash drive. You don't want to lose that. Other than that, if you don't, and you probably don't, like get a flash drive for next week. We're going to submit these right now. This is your project. You're going to submit it right now. That work okay for it? Okay, leave it in that 3D view because that looks kind of good here. Now I'll tell you what, that's pretty impressive stuff right there. Because right now, and this is not even using all the really cool stuff. But that's something right now, if I were to present this to the people that are in charge of like, you know, Colin, like you got people that you're working with, if you show them this, they'd probably be like, oh, that's helpful. My goodness, okay, that's what the class looks like, okay? And this is actually useful in a lot of ways. Like for instance, there are certain things you got to do when you're working with designing space. Like for instance, there's ADA codes, okay, Americans with Disability Acts, which is actually has to do with like for instance, wheelchair access for restrooms as well as for access to rooms like this. All of that has to come into it. And so you could easily take a look at this right here and find out how accurate you were or if you were off. Then you can also, at this point, and this is where it gets kind of fun, remember the rendering I did in the bathroom? Okay, you can put can lights in, and then you go ahead and light it all up, you know, as you want to. It's really quite elegant what you can do with it. So that's what you can do. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead, we'll save these, we'll submit them, and that's it for tonight. You guys have done very, very well. And we're gonna do that right now. So let's go ahead and let's save your work. And it's being saved to the desktop. Make sure you save it. So you're gonna go up here, you go to File. And you've already saved it as, okay, so you can just click on Save. And then you're good to go. Now, once you saved it, okay, we're then going to go to File and then Close. So you go to the File blue button right here and choose Close. And it's going to bring you right back out to here. What's that? You guys good? Okay, so now you should be good to go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to close out of Revit. Just click the X to close out of Revit. And okay, looks like screen sharing is okay. And let me just do this real quickly here. Okay, share the screen again. Okay, all right, now, yeah, I guess I'll share a different screen. Okay, yeah, over here. I'm gonna share the screen. Okay, that's for the Zoom stuff. Okay, so now back to here. This is what Brightspace looks like. So what you want to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to submit it right here. So let's go back to Brightspace. Let me know when you guys are there. Give me your thumbs up when you get to Brightspace right here. Okay, now what we're going to do here, we're going to submit it right here where it says assignment. So to do this, you're going to go ahead and you're going to click on CAD Classroom. And yeah.
We don't have that. We only have the template.
You gotta release it.
You don't have it?
Yeah, you gotta release it.
Oh, you're not seeing that because we just did this. Gotcha. Okay, I've got to give you a new share. Okay, it looks like got you. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Okay. Wait. You guys aren't seeing this right now?
We're not seeing the assignment.
No, because it's see under activity details, it's hidden.
So, yeah,
Like the change
like,
page.
Bottom left, like kind of bottom left.
Yeah, middle left.
Down.
where it says activity details, and then it has like activity details, learning objections, completion summary, see that section?
Two tabs going.
Okay, hang on here. Let me go over here for a second. You're talking about you're talking about back here?
No, so like, go back to the one.
You go into the
Wait, there's like an I with a slash.
Click that eye.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yep. I see it right here.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Shouldn't, wow. How did that get hidden? That makes no sense. Why is it the default? Okay. Okay. Guys, see it now? Okay, good. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So that's there. Now, so what you're going to do is you want to submit this. Okay. So you're going to go here and you're going to actually just click right on CAD Classroom. And right here, what you're going to want to do is you should be able to submit it right here. Right here, go to Add Attachments right here. You guys see that? So go to Add Attachments, and you're going to go right here to Add Attachments. Can you guys see that? That making sense?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be able to do this, but you go to Add Attachments, then click on Upload.
Probably the most recent one that just sent.
Yeah, ignore the numbers. The numbers are backups, actually. And you're going to go to your desktop, and you want to grab the one that's named without the numbers, okay? That's the most complete one. So you guys, so it should look like this. You guys all see that?
Should I look at it? I'll look at it just to make sure.
Think you got it there? Well, it's going to be the one that has your name on it without the numbers. The numbers are backups. What happens is it backs it up every 10 minutes or so. And so that's what those are. So in case it ever crashes and burns, you can go back to one of the backups. You don't lose all your work. So that's all that is. But the one that's most correct will have your last name here. Do you see that one right there? Okay. So grab that one and click open. And then it's going to go ahead and it's going to do that. Okay. It's going to go ahead and it's going to upload it. And then at that point, you're good to go. And that goes ahead and updates it. And that is your first assignment in the CAD. Okay. And that is it. Now, that is all we're going to be doing for tonight. So I'll make sure all you guys have that. Here's the other thing I will tell you right now.
you can also save this out to your S drive. Have you guys ever worked with your S drive at all? Your student drive? Okay, this is going to be an important concept. Because you definitely are going to want to do this. Okay, and I don't have an S drive, okay, but this is what you'd want to do. Did that, Ace, did you get that? You got that? Okay, now let me show you this, guys, because this is something that will really be helpful. Do this real quickly here, and we'll get you out of here. Go down to here. Do you guys see this right here where it says where you guys see this folder, the yellow folder at the bottom of your screen? Do you guys see that? Click on that. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a look here and see what drives you have available to you, what network drives you have available to you. Now I'm going to ask you right now, Colin, you probably under network right here. You guys seeing that right there? You guys seeing the S drive here? I guess not.
I think it's through OneDrive.
Ours says network discovery is turned off. Network confusion website
Okay.
open.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The thing is, I'm not set up as a student, so I don't have the same stuff you guys have. All right, with this right here, you can go here and you can, this is where you'd have to go. Oh, it's out. Okay. Actually, if you go here to this, do you guys hear what it says? Do you guys see where it says this PC here? Take a look at my screen. Do you guys see this right here? Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, click on this PC. Okay, now, do you guys see this? You guys should be seeing some drives over here, some drive letters. Are you guys seeing C and M, and you might see S? Do you guys see S? All right, S is your student drive. All right, so go ahead and double click on the student drive. And when you double click on the student drive, you should be seeing your name in there. Do you guys see that? Colin, you want to kind of coach this through, coach these guys?
I haven't really done much with it, just because
Okay.
saving things to your S drive kind of
Okay.
doesn't work, because it wipes itself randomly, because
Okay.
they have to clear space on these. So definitely just get a flash drive, because you can save things here, but it's not a permanent solution, so.
Yeah, you're totally right. Okay, but what you'd do is you go out here to your S drive, you'd find out where you are, you find this semester, you find your class, and you just save your stuff into there. And if you need me to explain how to copy and paste files in Windows, I can do that. I'm kind of assuming you know how to do that, but if you don't know how to do that, ask me. I can teach you how to do that, but I'm kind of assuming that much. If you don't know how to do that, let me know. I can show you how to cut and paste files. But that way you'll have a copy of it that's out there. But this is why you want to have a flash drive. Now, here's the other thing. Since you sent it to me, I've got a copy. So we're good to go. So as long as you send it, we're good to go. Now, before you leave, let me make sure I got them because I don't want you guys to leave and it didn't take. Yeah, because you guys worked hard on this. And so let me go to my grade center and let's see what we got here. Grade center, grades. All right. All right.
This one? Sure. Yeah, one thing. Says all items. Family or class.
Okay. Yep. Okay, I got 7 of 8. I've got 7. That's perfect. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. We're good. All right, got them all. So we're good to go. So that is it for tonight, everyone. Well done. And what we're going to be doing tomorrow, we're going to build on this foundation. I want to just kind of give you a chance to kind of like see how this works, to see that it does work. And we're going to build on this foundation. We're going to it's going to get pretty cool. So that is it for tonight. Well done. Please bring a flash drive for next week. I will post this this video on YouTube site, so you'll have it up there as a reference, and we can go ahead and move on from there. So that's it. Well done, everybody. Watch out for the deer driving home. It's going to be kind of wet out there, so be careful. We'll see you next time. Well done, guys. Well done. It's a lot to go through, and you guys stuck with me. I was hoping to get that a little earlier, but we covered a lot of ground, so it's a good thing.
A little bit easier than last time.
It's gonna be, plus we're only using Revit now, and Revit's gonna be with you, so, yeah, but, you're gonna have those videos out there, so that's gonna make everything a lot easier.
And I can get this on my laptop.
Yes.
As far as,
Yes,
I can
I'll
play
send
with-
you a link to do that, so you'll be able to do this all on your own, yeah,
okay,
it's
okay.
pretty fun stuff, really.
I like it. I just gotta get used to it.
It
I'm getting
takes
better
time.
than last time, cause
Oh,
last
yeah,
time I
you're gonna be fine.
missed a day and it was, I
No.
was already ahead of it.
That's how it kind of works, unfortunately. It's very much like, it's very, very modular, and so, but at this point, you did great. You did great.
Lot one.
Yeah.
That's pretty, it's kind of cool how you did everything with the.
I'll measure and
floor plans.
everything.
Yeah, that's
Well,
awesome.
I thought this way we know what we're drawing. We know exactly what it's
That's
supposed to look like. Yeah, and so
Yeah.
now yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So, all right, Ace.
You said,
God
thank
bless
you.
you, man. All right, thanks.